Hello and welcome to Pokemon Speedruns TV and another edition of the Pokemon Let's Go tournament. I'm Gavin NBD, one of your hosts for today, and we will be seeing a great race between Razor, D-Rams, and Sheep. And yeah, we are really excited to get started. And with me is Fury.
Hello.
Yeah, and as our runners are getting set up, setting their clocks for the Double Moonstone, which we'll touch on later. We are just excited for today's event, and everybody is, talking with some of the runners before we got started. A lot of them are seeing if they can potentially turn this into a PB and giving their best effort today. So Fury, how are you feeling about today's race?
Pretty good. I think this has potential to be a really good race between all three. Sheep had a bit of a mishap on the last round that kind of cost him with the backup shenanigans. I don't know if he's gonna go for backup today, but yeah, this should be a really solid race, I think, from the three.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and Sheep's still putting up a very good time, even with having to basically restart from scratch at the lab. So as you can see, we got 2 Eevee runners today and 1 Pika runner. And everybody's getting ready to click begin game in just a few seconds. And here we go. So first off, the most important decision of the run will be deciding which player character. We'll see if they go for the correct choice in Girl 3 or if they choose, to pick something wrong. But, everyone's free to make their own decision. Alrighty. Ooh. Okay, so we've got a Girl 1, a Boy 2, and another Girl 1.
I disagree, but okay.
Yeah, I think Sheep always goes with the Boy 2, but we got some girls in there too. All right, so if you haven't been paying attention to this tournament so far, this is Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, remakes of the original Pokemon Yellow, and in this game we will be doing a few things that are outside the norm of a typical Pokemon run. Namely, we'll be catching a lot of Pokemon, 50 to be exact, to make sure that we can get into one of the gyms later on. And the first Pokemon we'll be coming up on is our first catch of the run. Will be coming up in just a few minutes. But first, as with every Pokemon speedrun, we got to set our options to make sure we're going as fast as possible. There we go. No one had too much trouble with that. And getting introduced to our rival, who we'll be seeing many, many times throughout the run. So at this point in the tournament, we have been through a few rounds and feeling out how many points everybody's getting. And while this may not be one of the, I'll say, higher point total rounds, it's still very exciting because we've got a lot of similar skill levels, and everybody is very confident that it's going to be a tight race today, and that's, as I alluded to earlier, people are going to be going all out to do their best and potentially get a PB, and just put on a good show for all of you.
Yeah, I believe all our runners have 0 points at the moment.
Yeah, so the way it's gone thus far is you will get points according to how you finish in your race. Fury, you might have to correct me if I forget some of them, but you get, is it 3?
Yeah, so if you win, you get 3. If
3.
you get second, you get 2 or 1 depending on how fast you go. If you're above or
Right.
below the median time, and then you get 0 if you are a third place, or if you DNF. And then for certain, well, there is one, I guess, other case, which is the two-way races, but we've only really had like 2 instances of that, and that was on round 1, where it was slightly different. But we don't really have that right now because we have a divisible by 3 number of participants currently in the tournament, so all the races are 3 ways. And yeah, so we've already seen our 3 runners pick up their starters, so being Eevee and Pikachu. And now they're going to find out, well, they could be finding out their nature if they check. They could choose to check and maybe select or load a backup file if it's a nature they're not happy with. Sheep is not checking. Razor is not checking.
Yeah, I don't blame Sheep after
And Diego's not checking.
last time, just not going with a backup, just take whatever you get.
Yeah.
But yes, Pika will be finding out a little bit sooner what nature they are. They'll be finding out on the youngster fight on Route 1, whereas the Eevee trainers likely won't find out until they reach Viridian Forest.
Yeah. I actually didn't check what the CP was on Pikachu or Diego, because sometimes you can figure out the nature. Well, you can know if you have a neutral or not from that. If you have, I believe, 27 CP, it's guaranteed neutral. If not, it's something else. So, yeah, I didn't check for Diego.
Yeah,
we'll
I
it
remembered it right after he caught it.
Yeah.
But was not looking for it. All right, so as with all, Gen 1 remakes, we gotta go and get Oak's parcel, and then we'll be quickly coming back to the lab for the rival fight. Making sure to dodge all the Pokemon here. We don't want to hit anything yet, even though we could catch something. All of these Pokemon are very low level, won't be giving much experience, and we're going to be trying to optimize our catches so that we catch things at the highest level possible in most cases, so that they will evolve in as few levels as possible.
Okay, so according to Amber in chat, it's actually neutral for Diego, so pretty solid.
Yeah, neutral Pika is always, neutral for either starter is, always runnable, always, reliable to have.
Yeah.
For
what
Pika,
you don't
usually,
want to have. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think we're about to say the same thing, that you definitely don't want to have minus attack for Pika. Eevee is a little bit more picky. You don't want minus attack, minus special attack, minus speed, but in a tournament race, you can make those work with some adjustments as you play.
Yeah. Technically, you also don't want minus special for Pika, but
yeah,
yeah, it's I would say the worst ones for both probably are minus attack, at least for a race setting, because they're the ones that are the likeliest to impact you, because they're really, attack is really important in the early game usually, on both versions, whereas the other stats are not as important in the early game, which means you have more time to potentially over level, because with all the catches that we'll be doing, our level won't be always the same every run at every point. It's not really like other Pokemon speedruns in that sense. So you can just get extremely over leveled if you get a lot of catches or just supersized catches, which we'll go on about that later on.
Yeah, and judging from that first fight, looking at the damage that those EVs put out on their first hit, it looks like both of them have neutral attack. For my best guess, it looked like neither of them were doing too little or above average damage, so at least won't have to worry about that in their natures. And here is, well, we already know the Pika is neutral, but normally you would find out your Pikachu's nature on this fight because you do just barely reach level 6 off the experience from this fight, whereas Eevee has just, I believe, just one fewer experience point that it earns from the lab fight. Yeah, and that is enough to keep you from leveling up to level 6. And as we run through Viridian, we will be coming up on the first patch of grass. That's kind of the first eligible spot for catches. If we see a Caterpie or a Weedle here, one of the runners might opt to catch it, just to get a free, easy catch. So let's see. Nope, just running through. Nothing worth picking up.
Nothing for the Echo either.
Yeah.
Even if it does spawn, not all runners will go for it, because it is lower leveled. The upside is that you have like the noob modifier for catches here, which makes it like super likely to get in, as opposed to Forest, where breakouts are a lot more likely.
All right, let's see these level ups.
Same time. I couldn't concentrate on both.
I think Razor might have been plus defense, minus special defense. But I couldn't catch sheeps at the same time.
Yeah, sheep looked 14. Yeah, so it looks like minus attack for sheep, it seems.
Yeah, must have just gotten a high roll on that first fight, the lab fight.
Yeah, sheep confirming minus attack plus special defense.
Yeah. Probably, arguably the worst nature for Eevee, given that it already has plenty of special defense. And it doesn't come into play too frequently. And minus attack is a little bit hurtful, especially in the kind of the first hour of the run. But like I mentioned before, there are some strats you can do. You can bring out a second controller to help, deal some extra damage, or you can try your best to over level to hopefully get you some extra boosts and be a little bit higher level than you normally would be.
Yeah, it did get an attack KV or go power. However.
Oh, nice. So yeah, if you do have normally for a minus nature, you would not get any AVs in that stat that you have the minus nature in. But if you have a characteristic in that nature, like I believe it's likes to thrash about for attack, I'm like 80% confident in that, then you can still get attack AVs in, even though it is minus nature.
So this is the first catch section of the run. As we mentioned, runners will need to have 50 Pokemon by the time they reach Koga's gym, because they need 50 Pokemon to get into the gym. So they'll be catching Pokemon throughout the run. And a lot of it depends on what they see. So as we were able to see, both Razor and Sheep actually found a Pika. Sheep unfortunately getting a little unlucky. Got a breakout on the Pika.
Yeah, as we see, Razor had caught the Pika before the lure, whereas Sheep is getting it after the lure, so it's going to be Sheep's is level 7, whereas Razor's was definitely lower level than that, and probably a little bit easier to catch.
Well, Sheep is 2C, so I'm not really sure why it broke out. I don't know, maybe it missed the excellent.
Oh, that is unusual.
Yeah. Because the 1C catch is the one that's pretty bad. But it might have missed the excellent or the circle altogether.
But yeah, to explain the lures that all of our runners have now used, Those are kind of the opposite of repels. They attract more Pokemon, and the most important function is that they attract Pokemon that are specifically one level higher than the normal max level you would see from a Pokemon here. So as you'll see on Razor's screen, this Weedle is level 7. Normally you'd only be able to catch Weedles up to level 6. But this definitely helps as we're trying to evolve things as fast as possible, and you also get more experience for catching Pokemon that are higher level.
Experience is very important in this game. You want to have good experience early on, especially in a race setting. And especially if you have a bad nature like Sheep has, for example, where it's minus attack, a lot of the fights are going to be really rough with minus attack, so he's going to try and max his experience as much as possible. Try to catch potentially glowing Pokemon, which give more experience and have a chance of being supersized, which gives a lot of experience, just to overcome that minus attack. But for Eevee in general, especially, experience is very important early on. With Pika, you end up using a lot of other pokes as well, but it's still obviously very important to get good experience just to make fights faster.
And speaking of fights, Sheep is taking on Bugcatcher Sammy right now. Oh, never mind. There's a Bulbasaur on the screen. Never mind what I was saying. Bulbasaur, one of the rare spawns in this area. So if you can happen to find it... Ooh, Diego getting a little bit trolled by the Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
Likes to attack exactly when you would be the optimal time to throw your ball.
Oof.
Doesn't hit the circle, but hopefully that berry will help it stay in.
Okay.
Nice. And in this game, you do need to catch at least one Grass-type Pokemon. Diego already caught his Oddish, which he'll be using in the Brock fight. But you need a Grass-type Pokemon to get into Brock's gym. Of course, you could always get in with a Water-type, but those do not exist in the wild in this game at this point. So you have to catch either the Bellsprouts in Eevee, the Oddish in Pikachu, or the Bulbasaur in either version. What I was saying before, what Diego has just finished, Razor is now starting, is this Bugcatcher Sammy with a level 3 Metapod, which you think you should be able to just one-shot very easily, especially being level 10. But it has a lot of AVs to make it extra bulky, and just kind of add an extra unnecessary turn to your fight. Alright, so everybody approaching Brock's gym, and this is going to be one of the key fights where it differs between the versions, Pika and Eevee. So on Pikachu, you'll soon see Oddish is going to quickly handle the Brock fight, with its good special attack and grass moves being 4 times effective. They'll have no problem taking care of it, each Pokemon in 1 or 2 turns. Where on the Eevee side, we're going to be using Eevee's Double Kick, and that is going to take a little bit longer to get through the fight, but we will get through it.
Yeah, Sheep is level 11 at the moment, which is still not enough to get a normal fight here on Brock, unfortunately. I don't know if he's going to be trying to catch something else here on Route 2. Just caught a Bellsprout. I don't know if he has a rat yet.
Yeah,
okay,
since he is minus attack, it's going to be a little bit trickier. Normally you only have to be level 10 for Eevee, but that is assuming you have at least neutral attack, like Razor does. So you might see Sheep opt to 2C with Bellsprouts. That's sometimes a strat you can use with minus attack EVs, is use Eevee's Tail Whip and Bellsprout's Vine Whip to hopefully not lose too many turns on the fight. Oh yeah, Amber pointing out that he does have the attack AVs, so his attack step might be evened out to a neutral nature.
So maybe I don't know. I still don't think this will be fine, but yeah, maybe it'll get there. So usually with minus attack here, you're gonna take a couple of extra turns, I want to say, because you're gonna need 3 turns for a Geodude instead of 2. Okay. So attack might be okay for Geodude, probably not for the Onyx, but that's actually pretty good. So it doesn't lose a turn here on Geo, and gets to level 12 now, which means it's, I believe at this point it's fine to just do the normal strat on Onyx. I think 1 Tail Whip is enough.
Yeah, so Eevee always goes for the Tail Whip and then 2 double kicks.
Yeah. So yeah,
looks like just
out.
Barely getting it.
Yeah. So with minus attack normally at 12 is when you'll be good enough to get just 1 Tail Whip and 2 double kicks to kill the Onyx. Otherwise would have to do like 3. But yeah, that's actually a pretty solid fight with minus attack. Yeah, Razor doing chopping right now. Diego is going to be there shortly.
Yeah, everyone pretty evenly lined up. Even though their progression looks a little different right now. Razor, who's the farthest ahead progression-wise, has the fewest catches, and Diego in the middle, and then Sheep at the end has the most catches. So everyone kind of at about the same rate so far. And on this next route, Razor is going to Eevee runners will be looking for potential Ekans, whereas Pika runners will be looking for a Mankey or a Sandshrew. Don't count on seeing a Charmander, but it is theoretically possible. And Razor getting... We did the shopping trip, so we saved exactly, well, just about enough money to still afford this Magikarp for $500, which the game claims is outrageous, but is very beneficial to us because it's a much quicker Pokemon to obtain than just catching something out in the wild.
Yeah. So you can catch some pokes, well, yeah, some pokes here, but usually you don't. Just sort of run through this route, and if something spawns that interests you, you catch it. Like this one, for example, a snake.
Oh, nice.
This would be the Pokemon you're looking for on Eevee here. Anything else you're probably not going to catch. On Pika, you can see Mankey and Sandshrew, which Diego, I guess, didn't see either of them.
Yeah, and we'll be seeing a little bit different menuing here in Mount Moon. Razor just did the menuing where he deposited some Pokemon that he no longer needs, like the Magikarp, and set up a lure. Diego likely going to wait a little bit to set up the lure, do some fights first. The main thing Razor also did on the menu was teach Headbutt to Eevee, which is going to be our primary attacking move for the next hour or so for Eevee.
Yeah, Pika will also teach Headbutt, but it's obviously not as useful.
Yeah, Headbutt for Pika gives a little bit more coverage than just having the electric attack and double kick. And sometimes you can use it to get a timely flinch out of your opponent. But mostly going to be relying on, for now, Thundershock, and as when we get to Cerulean, a brand new move. Alright, Razor in kind of the main catching room of Mount Moon, which is the basement. And here is where you'll see runners doing most of their catches, ideally all of them. It's very tight quarters with a lot of Pokemon spawning, so it is subject to getting unintended encounters, but you also have a lot of opportunities to catch a Geodude, a Paris, Clefairy, and a Zubat if you really need the experience, and some additional big pink things that we may or may not see. And now we see Diego doing the headbutt teaching, while Razor is going to be sitting through a minute or so of evolution screens. That kind of the... Diego already had some of his... and Sheep already had some bugs evolved, but Razor hadn't reached that yet, so we'll be sitting through those at the moment. All of our runners also going to be seeing if they can nab the Double Moonstone. So at the beginning of the run, they set their clock to either 11:33 or 11:34, around there, PM, so that they could ideally hit midnight. Well, ideally they pick up the Moonstone in the center of the room. The clock hits midnight, the Moonstone respawns, and then they can pick up another one.
The rare Moon Onyx.
Yeah. Onyx appearing on Diego's screen. We'll see if he goes for it. I'm always in favor of the Moon Onyx. I feel like it's pretty reliable if you get just aim for the nice and don't try to get any fancier than that.
I was in favor of it until I had a marathon run where it broke out 3 times in a row from Great Distress.
Yeah, it only takes one bad experience and then you can swear off a Pokemon.
I'll catch it in AOP. That's definitely one I would go for. Tunnel Onyx is bad, but it's fine if it's after Ultras.
Yeah. I believe I saw correctly, Razor did get the Double Moonstone.
Oh, we're going for the Onyx, okay. So for Onyx, you want to do double Great and Raz. It's still... So the thing with Onyx is that it's really hard to like hit the circle.
Yeah. That was close. It's very large, and it's even farther away than you think it is. So you really have to put some force into it. All right, gets the Onyx in the first ball. So about a 64.5% according to our Agubot. Yeah, so our main intention in Mount Moon is not only catching Pokemon as getting a part of our 50, we also have to get our Eevee and Pikachu up to level 15 by the time we exit Mount Moon, or near level 15, because that is the next the requirement for the next gym in Cerulean is to have a level 15 Pokemon. Doesn't look like any of our runners are going to have trouble meeting that. Razor is already at level 16. I think Sheep was at level 14 maybe before, and hasn't even gone to this Clefairy yet.
Okay, yeah, Shape is
Yeah,
15 now.
Sheep just hit. Mhm.
Shape is still gonna have a bit of trouble. Some of the fights in here. Being 15 is something that you definitely want to have, not only for Misty Stream, but also even inside Mount Moon, because it makes some ranges a lot better. Or some of them just not ranges at all. With Sheep, unfortunately, even at 15, it's gonna have trouble with it because it's minus attack, so Headbutt is not gonna do as much.
Yeah. Granted, we haven't seen as many of his AVs since we haven't gotten the level ups screens. You don't get to see the full stat screen when you level up via catch. So it's possible he's gotten a decent amount of attack AVs to kind of even things out. But more than likely, he's going to have a few more ranges, whereas Razor might not have those ranges.
Yeah, Razor is level 16, which is really good. So should be fine. Even like probably one-shot the coughing as well, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last two fights of Mount Moon are kind of where the level especially comes into play of you want to be able to take out that Magnemite quickly on the Super Nerd fight, and you want to be able to take out, ideally, James's coughing first before taking out the Ekans. Yeah, so far Sheep having no issues getting those one-shots.
Diego about to do the Drowsy fight, which is a little worse on Pika. Because you don't get the stab headbutt, but you still headbutt it. It's one of the fights where a flinch is very useful, because this Drowsy unfortunately can put you to sleep. Can also use confusion and confuse you, which is also bad news. With Eevee, usually, unless you're very underleveled or minus attack, I guess, you shouldn't really have a problem with it, because usually you can one-shot. Okay, confusion, but we're fine.
Alright. No confuse. And Sheep and Razor both on the Super Nerd fight. Let's see.
Diego is level 14, but he
So-
will be 15 by the time he exits Moon, so.
Gotcha. Yeah. Razor having no problem with the Magnemite, and Sheep also getting it just fine.
Yeah, Sheep's Eevee is surprisingly good, considering the minus
I'm
attack.
curious to see its. I want to see its next level up because I want to see if it's maybe even higher than Razor's attack.
That would be crazy. Yeah, that Super Nerd fight is one of the fights where being 15 is really helpful. Because otherwise you're just most likely not gonna one-shot either of the Voltorb or Magnemite.
Yeah, and that Magnemite has Supersonic, so it can confuse you. It has Thundershock, so it can paralyze you. And we bought some healing items, but we did not buy anything that cures either of those two statuses. So
Yeah.
you're
And
gonna have to deal with
paralysis
it
is
to get out of the mountain.
Yeah, paralysis is especially bad because you also have to just do this fight while paralyzed.
Yeah. There's a paralyzed seal right outside the exit of Mount Moon, but you can't do anything about it until then.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty solid run, to be honest, so far from all three.
So Sheep playing that correctly, knowing that in minus attack he's still probably not going to hit the coughing range. So made sure that he was attacking with both, saving it for the second turn so that he could attack with Bellsprout and Eevee on the same turn.
Yeah. Okay, Razor saw nothing here. Gonna get the extra Great Balls. Not sure if he used a lot of them. I guess probably.
And Sheep gonna pick the PP up.
So PP up, maybe indicating that it's gonna... Well, actually...
Keep the fossil, maybe?
Yeah, keep the fossil, yeah, exactly. That's what I was... Yeah, maybe keep the fossil. Yeah, really good pace, especially with minus attack. 33-minute moon, with 15 pokes with minus attack is very good.
Okay, so 31 attack at the moment for Sheep. Still higher than his special attack.
Eevee moment.
Yeah.
So another teaching moves. So these are very special and very broken moves that only our Eevee can learn. I don't know if you mentioned it, but our Eevee actually can't evolve, and neither can Pika. These are both Eevee and Pika here are very special. They're stronger than your average Pika and Eevee, and they cannot evolve. And I guess Game Freak's solution to make them a little better without the Evo is to give them broken moves, and there's a bunch of them. Eevee just learned 3 of them. Pika's gonna learn 1 here in Cerulean as well. The Eevee moves are all 90 power, and they basically cover the 3 main evolutions. So we have a fire move, a water move, and a electric move. And they all have also side effects. So the electric move will always paralyze, the fire move will always burn, and the water move will heal, I believe, half the damage you take. So they're extremely broken, and we're going to be using them a lot throughout the run.
All right. Diego managing to find a Mankey before getting into Cerulean, so a little bit of extra boost and another catch to get by. And our other 2 runners, Razor maybe having an untimely freeze, because that seems like a long black screen.
There we go.
But there we go. But both of them taking on Misty.
Oh no.
For Eevee, this is typically a 2-shot on the Starmie, whereas Pika and Morlai get it as a 1-shot.
I think we lost Razor for a bit, but I'm sure we'll get him back soon.
See, one benefit of Sheep having plus special defense is that be able to tank this Scald no problem. Still gets the burn, which is not great, but was in no danger of getting knocked out by that. And Diego going to learn Pikachu's move, Zippy Zap, which is 50 power base power move, but it always crits, so it's essentially a 75 power move. And it has +2 priority, so it's going to go first before just about any move. Oop, looks like we have Razor back, and he got through Misty just fine. Basically, neck and neck with Sheep, progression-wise at the moment, though Sheep does have an extra poke on Razor.
Yeah. Sheep will have a harder time with this fight, specifically because of the attack. Although with Sheep's Eevee, who knows? It's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I was trying to calculate it. It definitely has at least 2 AVs in attack, but I believe he was saying in chat that he didn't get the. Typically, you get the friendship boost in Mount Moon, and I think when he taught his special moves, he still hadn't gotten the friendship boost yet. So it was a little bit more skewed whether or not he has potentially more AVs than that in attack. Oh, but crits on the Pikachu, which it's not typically guaranteed, or probably not guaranteed for him, so getting through pretty clean.
Diego starting now the Misty fight, which is generally easier with Pika, of course.
Yes, it should be very safe. Just set up an X attack and Zippy Zap.
And usually Zippy Zap is pretty much guaranteed unless you have pretty bad attack or under level on Starmie. If you do miss the range on Starmie, if it is a range, then you have a chance of getting burned, in which case it is pretty bad because a lot of runners won't have a burn heal. It depends on what your shop is earlier. Some people for races like to buy burn heals early, just like Eevee does, specifically for this scenario. But other runners may not, because usually in PB attempts you don't. And yeah, it's pretty bad because then the only way to heal the burn is to enter, which is slow. But we're good here. And now comes the most exciting part of the run.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Razor and Sheep taking on Nugget Bridge, which is, yeah, not much to say about. Especially on the Eevee side, you're just going to be, either headbutt or use the super effective move. Either is usually fine. And everything typically goes down with one hit, so not much to worry about. Diego, meanwhile, will have a little bit, one or two tricky fights on the bridge, given that, for example, here he's going up against the Oddish, which is not going to be a one-shot, and we'll have to deal with the Sandshrew in a few fights. We'll see how he opts to deal with that. And pretty soon after Nugget Bridge, we will be getting to one of the more exciting portions of the run, which is seeing whether or not anybody ditches Bill. I don't think we've seen it yet this tournament, but there's still always the opportunity.
Yep. Before that, we could potentially also see the Squirtle. That would be hype. We haven't seen one yet
also
in
true.
This tournament, I think. We saw 2 Squirtles last year. One of them was catchable, and the runner in question, whose name shall not be revealed, did not catch the Squirtle.
Yes. Yeah. We will.
Everyone was very upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't seen one. It's one of so on this route, about 25, there is a small patch of grass at the top where some things can spawn. And usually most runners won't catch anything. Some runners will have to catch Meowth on Eevee or Venonat. On Pika, Venonat is really the only thing. And then there's also the rare spawn, which is Squirtle, which is not a very good catch, but it is very hype when you see it.
Yeah, nothing on this, since we're not lured, nothing on this route is very is worth evolving. Typically, you could opt to evolve the Squirtle, but it's typically things here can be about level 9 or so. So they are not always the optimal catch, but having one or
Razor
two.
going for.
Ooh,
Okay. Razor was
I was
about to
gonna
get
chase the Pidgey,
a very. Yeah.
but found a Meowth instead. Nope, had a motion control moment.
Ooh. Okay, that you get him.
Should be very experienced catching Meowth from AOP.
Yep. Gets EV to 19, which is pretty nice. Most runners will end up catching stuff on Route 6 anyway, so it's usually not a problem, but getting it here is... Ooh. Oh no! Oh no!
Ooh.
Gets knock skip and then runs into the other optional. That's kind of funny.
Luckily, just one Pokemon. Okay, Diglett should be able to take it out very easily, but yeah, not always frustrating.
Yeah. So usually the safe way to go through these routes is to go from the bottom, which is what Sheep did. And it's what Razor is doing now, I guess, because he can't actually go there now. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, Razor went for a skip that we call knock skip, which is basically just saves like a couple of seconds at most, which takes advantage of the really weird vision that that trainers have in this game. Oh, Sheep, that's
I've been
real!
too nervous to go for it. Oh,
I think that's the first. I think that's the first.
Congrats, Sheep.
Congrats, Sheep. I think there is a bounty. At least I heard about something like that.
I think so. Yeah, so if you are interested in learning more about what you just saw, you can check out the Ditch Bill category in the category extensions. It's a little bit of meme category where you basically just run to Bill's cottage as quick as you can, and then when he asks you for help, you leave him.
Now, obviously, the actual run is a little faster because you're not gonna be needing to do as much stuff as you are currently doing because you just have to ditch Bill. So it's around 30 minutes, 30-something minutes, I think. But still, that's the first ditch Bill I think we have in the tournament. Yeah, pretty solid run from Sheep, actually.
I think Razor did it as well.
Ooh.
Because I just saw him walk back in and go straight to the computer.
I believe the bounty was for the first one. So it may have been a little late here. But I respect it. It's fun.
See if we can make it 3.
Yeah, Ship mentioning in chat, tied with PB with 2 more cards. That definitely makes sense. Like, this definitely sounds like a pretty good run so far. As far as I can tell, especially with minus attack. So, pretty good pace.
Yeah, he's had a great catch counts the whole time. And yeah, now out in front is doing very well.
To be honest, like, the main issue with minus attack, or the main issues with minus attack are more or less past him. Attack is not going to be as important from now on. There's still a few fights where it's relevant, but...
Yeah, we're going to be using a lot more of the special moves that we taught in Cerulean to get by, so shouldn't have too many more issues.
Let's see if we get a ditch bill from Diego. Yes!
Oh!
We went from no ditch builds to
trifecta.
3 in the same race. I like it.
Glad I could be here for that moment.
Alright, so we're about to enter Route
right.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Sheep's gonna be the first one there. This route is especially important for Pika, but both versions will want a good route here with some catches. So usually on Eevee you're gonna try and get Vulpix and Jigglypuff at least. You can get Abra if you find one, and then on Pika, well, you can also get, I guess, Pidgey, depends, some runners will go for it here or not. Rat is also an option. So there's the Vulpix and the Jigglypuff, so pretty good route so far for Cheap. On Pika, you will be wanting to see a Growlithe, because you will be using it not only as a ride later, but especially, and even more important so, as a doubles partner for some of the upcoming fights, because Pika is just not as good with a lot of these fights, so it's going to need a little help. And Growlithe is one of the partners that we can have as a help.
Yeah, namely we're going to be seeing an Oddish and a Gloom and a Sandshrew. I think those are some of the key ones where the Growlithe comes especially into play. Especially since it is gets Flamethrower at a very early level.
Yeah. If you find an Abra and get the Kadabra pretty early, you can also use the Kadabra as a partner, which is also pretty nice, but it's much rarer. Oh, there's an Abra. 2 Abras, actually. Okay. Razor.
Yeah, typically you're going to Nanab the Abra
no. Okay.
to make it, because otherwise it's just moving all around. Gets it just fine on the second throw.
Email Cheap catching a pity. I'm assuming he already got both Jigglypuff and the Vulpix.
I believe so.
Yeah. So he's probably going to be done with the route, unless something else spawns. And he's about to try and get the trainer skip. So there are 2 trainers at the bottom of this route, and it may look like you have to fight at least one of them. But if you go right through the middle of them, you can just skip them. And it doesn't look... That was actually pretty rough. It is not as easy as it looks.
Definitely not. Sometimes you think you're right in the middle and then you hit them, and sometimes you think you're about to hit them and you somehow make it through.
Okay, Sheep's selling the fossil and the PP up. Okay. So maybe just getting it for extra items. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe gonna buy some extra X items. Going with the 21 Great Balls, which normally you'd buy a few less than that.
Yeah. More super potions.
Buying an extra super potion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
playing
fair.
a little safe, getting... Yeah.
Especially for like some of the later fights where super potions could be helpful. A few extra repels, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad detour to pick up that PP up, and for getting a lot of extra reliability. Not very safely not going to run out of X items now, and probably not going to run out of supers or anything like that either. So, just a little race safety, while still being on PB pace too.
Yeah. So with Chip being minus attack, I believe he would have a problem on the Pikachu. On this upcoming fight, he's about to fight the Bolt Rival, who has 3 pokes, the Pidgeotto, Pikachu, and a Oddish.
Oddish, yeah.
And yeah, usually you want to be at least... Okay, nice skip from Razor, actually, pretty good. You usually want to be at least level 18, ideally even higher, just to guarantee basically all the ranges and the speed thresholds, because you can get outsped, for example, by the Pidgeotto, which is... It can be pretty bad if you get Sand Attack, for example. And then yeah, you wanna have a good enough level to hit the Buzzy Buzz range on the Pidgeotto, which I believe is guaranteed at 19. And then, of course, assuming neutral, which in this case, they all have neutral special. And then the Pikachu can also be a range if you're under-leveled or if you're minus attack, as is the case. So could have a little bit of trouble. I'm not really sure what the level is here. It might be fine.
Yeah.
Level 19.
I know he's close to level 20. So
if he gets 20,
it's possible
maybe?
if he hits level 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it could secure the range. Also, if the Pikachu comes out last, that would be helpful so that
yeah,
you double up into it with the Bellsprout.
Yeah. This should be fine, I think, actually. Okay, Pikachu come out second, so it has to be fine. Yeah, one unfortunate thing about this is Rival is the only trainer in the game that has potions. Okay, he gets it, so if you miss here, Rival will be healing. Yeah, Sheep really, like, overcoming all the minus attack issues pretty well, actually. If you didn't know he was minus attack, you wouldn't like notice it almost. Okay, that was very scary from Diego.
Very scary.
I've had that one before, and it's... Oof. But he got it.
Yeah. The lure running out right in the middle of the skip, but luckily makes it through. So, Diego and Razor both around the same place. Razor a little bit further ahead, that he's already done his shopping. And Sheep, while he does have one fewer catch, is already done with the fight and the captain cutscene, so still has a nice lead on the other two.
Yeah, Sheep about to do the trainer skip on the way up. Because you do have to go back. Most runners will argue that going up is a little easier. Until it isn't, so... We'll see how it goes. Usually you can line up with like the tiles in Vermilion to get a relatively clean skip, but it's still not that easy, so... We'll see how it goes here for Sheep. Yeah, that looked a bit to the right. It's a bit unfortunate, but... The good thing is, both of these trainers are just one-shots. On Pika, one of them is a two-shot, unfortunately. So, if you're gonna miss it on Pika, then better miss it on the right side, I think. He's the one that's a one-shot.
I'd imagine the Charmander is a little bit easier because you can zippy zap it, whereas the Bellsprout...
Oh, the Bellsprout is the right one. Okay.
Headbutt.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, the left one would be the one to hit. Ideally, just don't hit any of them, but yeah. Yeah, it's not too big of an issue, but it always feels bad to hit one of those, of course.
Yeah, I think on Eevee it's 30 seconds-ish for the whole fight, so
yeah.
Like you said, not ideal, but not incredibly detrimental.
Yeah. Now Razor done with Rival, so it's his turn to do the skip on the way back, and Diego starting Rival. And this is the first instance where we see Growlithe. Growlithe will be used on the other pokes, not this one. You can technically do this fight 1C with Pika, depending on your level, what moves you have, and just your stats. Okay, Razor getting the Nugget from AOP, that's okay.
Sheep here opting to evolve his Jigglypuff, which is kind of, on the EV version, the optimal Moonstone evolution, because it's the only one that doesn't learn a move on level up, on evolution, I mean. So it's the fastest way to use your Moonstone, whereas on Pika version, you're going to be wanting to save that for ideally Nidoking. And yeah, Razor, kind of what I suspected. I saw that he didn't sell his fossil the first time, so would have been a little short on money. Maybe he intended to pick up the PP up and forgot, but now he's able to buy those X specials that he wasn't able to buy the first time.
So the AOP experience really coming in handy. Pretty clean skip. And gets a Vulpix on the way out. So I completely missed the fight here on Alicia for Sheep, which is actually one of the few instances where minus attack still matters. I don't know if he got the one shot on the Gloom, I assume so, but it can be a range with your minus attack, yeah. And the EV is definitely going to be a range. But it sounds like it was fine for him. Right, let's see if Diego can get the skip. Okay, line up with the tiles. Okay, that's good.
Ooh, good.
It was a bit to the left, I think, but then he corrected it.
Yeah, corrected.
So this is a rough fight for Sheep here. Well, again,
yeah, this is
his
where
EV is just cracked apparently for
yeah,
for a minus attack. Yeah, getting the 3-shot is really good there. Sometimes get a 4-shot. You have minus attack. Yeah, Sheep about to enter Route 10, which is where all good runs die.
Yes, we're going to be looking to catch a lot of Pokemon here. And let's see. Oh, let's look at start. It's not as good. Okay.
That's
Nidoran male, Nidoran female.
solid. Yeah. I don't know if any of them got double Moonstone actually.
I think Razor did.
Okay. Yeah, Route 10 is where you get... Well, Route 10 and Rock Tunnel is probably where you get like the bulk of your catches. And what really ends up deciding what this run's... like what your run is going to be like for the past hour, or the next hour. You catch... So there's several things that you can catch here on Route 10. The Nidorans are one of them. You can catch their Evos as well if you want, and if they show up and you don't find the small ones. You can catch Rat, both the small one and the big one. And you can catch Spearow. You can also catch Firu if you want. I I would recommend. I know a lot of people wouldn't, but it's a fun catch. And you can also find a Krabby, which is more or less a bonus because it's not as common to see. And it also takes 4 levels to evolve, but yeah, you're going to be wanting to see all of those. Unfortunately, a lot of the times when you reach Route 10, you just end up finding the same poke, I don't know, 4 times or 3 times. And that's what really can kill a run very quickly here.
Yeah, this is a spot where the repels can definitely come in handy to kind of reset your route and get 4 new spawns.
Sheep has both Nidorans and a Krabby, which is decent. Probably wants one more thing, but with his catch count, you can probably afford to go if he wants to. But we'll see if he waits for one more.
Would be nice to get a Spearow since you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
This, going forward in the game. The rats, not as important because there's plenty of spots where we will see them again. Oh, there it is.
There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good Route 10, to be honest. Had to wait a bit, I guess, for these last 2, but not the end of the world. And on the other side, we're seeing Diego doing the Route 9 fight, where you use Growlithe, actually. And how good your Growlithe is can be pretty consequential here. Because there's a few ranges that you can hit or miss.
Judging by that Eradicate fight and the Gloom fight before it, I think maybe did not get the best Growlithe.
Yeah. Okay, Nidoran female goes immediately for it. Some runners will have to wait a bit before trying to catch something here because this game has a thing called catch chains. So when you catch something, that Pokemon will be more likely to show up afterwards. So a lot of people will wait for all the 4. So the maximum amount of pokes you can find here are 4. So a lot of people will just wait until all 4 have spawned and then catch something. So they are not on the chain. You can basically take advantage of it.
Yeah, for example, if you see the first spawn, it's a Rattata, and you catch it before waiting for other Pokemon, those next couple of spawns, every spawn after that has a higher chance of being a Rattata, which obviously you don't want 2 of. And we'll see if Razor goes for this Chansey that just popped up on screen.
Oh, I didn't see that. Chansey's so bad here.
It's not
it's
glowing,
really good if it gets in. It's really good if it gets in, but the catch rate is abysmal.
Yeah.
It's almost like a coin flip. If you get the excellent and all that. He could still be going for it and just waiting until he catches more things, I don't know. I don't think he'll go for it.
Yeah, we'll see if he... I'm curious if he goes for it, or if maybe he just does a repel, because the other spawns there's 2 Nidorino also there, which are not what he wants to go for.
Yeah, this is a really good point. There's 28 catches already for Sheep, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's more than sometimes I have exiting Tunnel.
Yeah, your number here can vary pretty widely, whether you're on your enter tunnel, based on whether your Route 10 catches have evolved or not. So for example, if you already have your Nidorans evolved into Nidorina and Nidorino, that's going to kind of inflate your number versus, you entering Rock Tunnel and then evolving after that.
Yeah.
Okay, Razor polling the chat to see if you should go for the Chansey. So if you want to encourage or discourage him, now's your opportunity.
It seems like he's going for it. Let's see. He's either going to go really well or just really poorly. Okay, yeah, it's depositing, so I'm guessing he's going for it. Also depositing the Spearow. Because he's afraid of the extra levels. I think I would have kept the Spearow there instead of the Whipping Bell.
Yeah, same.
But that's totally fine. I mean, it is better than a coin flip, I guess, slightly. If you get the excellent, which is not always easy. Okay, that's a very good throw, actually.
Ooh, nice.
It deserves the catch here. There we go.
Got him one.
This Whipping Ball is about to get so many levels. Yep. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Like 3 extra levels. And I believe Razor just... Okay.
Almost taught takedown, but
yeah,
managed to cancel
I think he was like, surely it's double edge, and it's not yet. We're not quite there yet.
Meanwhile, Sheep has already entered Rock Tunnel and is onto the second floor. And mostly seeing bats, but does have a Graveler there.
So did Diego get the Nidoran male? I believe so, but I thought I saw him catch a Nidoran male.
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has it
We
marked
do
on the
have
tracker.
access to
So
the tracker.
oh, actually got a Nidorino. Okay. So he also has the Nidorina from Nidoran female. So I don't know if he's gonna go with Nidoking or Nidoqueen. I'm guessing still Nidoking with Trash is probably still better than Queen. I don't know. I'm not as used to Pika. Okay, he's putting Nidorina slot 2, so I guess he's going for Queen. So yeah, this route is also important for Pika in that sense. You need either a Nidoran male or a Nidoran female. Usually you want to have a Nidoran male so you can get Nidoking, which has Poison Jab and Helping Hand, and you can basically use Nidoking for most of Hideout and also entire Tower Rival. But if you're not always going to see it, so sometimes you may have to get a Nidorino, which doesn't have Poison Jab, so you need to use Thrash instead, which is not as good, but it's still serviceable. And then another alternative, which is what Diego's going for here, it seems, is to get the Nidoqueen, which is a bit different. The fights are a little different. Some fights will actually be using Pika. But Nidoqueen will come in handy in some fights, especially on the Hypno fight in Hideout. Eevee, on the other hand, mostly relies on Eevee. You can technically use Nidoking strats for Eevee, but not a lot of runners will do.
Yeah, I typically don't opt to unless maybe I'm running minus special attack, something like that.
Yeah. Ooh, Nada being the Zubat. Yeah, Diego about to enter. All of them are entering Rock Tunnel. Is insane catch counts. I'm lucky if I can get like 23 entering.
And Diego just swamped with bad spawns as soon as he runs in.
Yeah.
It's like Sheep is
Sheep
actually
is
resetting the room.
Resetting the room, interesting. That's an AOP strat.
Trying to get...
I don't expect him to be looking
the
for
Machop?
Kanga.
Yeah, no.
Surely not.
I think he's looking for Machop and Rhyhorn.
Yeah. So usually in any percent you just go through Rock Tunnel, and you just hope that eventually everything you need will spawn, especially Rhyhorn, which is going to be our first ride Pokemon, so it's kind of useful. And also useful for fights. So you can still make it without one, but it's pretty bad. You waste quite a bit of time from the reduced like movement speed. But it does sound like she's just waiting. Okay, never mind, now it's going. Let's see what Razor gets.
So you'll see everyone's pretty much at the same spot progression-wise. Even Diego and Sheep are in the same fight, but very different catch counts going into this. And just to show kind of the variance or getting a better picture of, you know, how much each person's ahead.
Yeah. There's a Rhyhorn.
Oh, and there's there we go. I wouldn't be surprised if on this next menu Sheep opts to just repel for the rest of Brock Tunnel, just to make, because
yeah,
I think the only other thing he'd be looking for is a Charmander, which is definitely not. It's definitely not struggling for catches. So
yeah, exactly. I think that would make sense, because otherwise, then, I mean, it depends. Sometimes you can get lucky, but usually you're gonna get pretty unlucky with like the catches or the Pokemon just spawning on top of you in Rock Tunnel, especially when you have a lure on. So we could be seeing that. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty solid party. Okay, he's not repelling? Okay. Okay, but he does drop the lure, which makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
He might have already... Well, actually, no, he had like 3 repels, I think. So yeah, he should definitely have repels.
Yeah, he did have those extra supplies.
It's just a choice, yeah. I mean, there are plenty of places where using a repel can be useful, so could also be saving them for later.
And Diego getting his Rhyhorn at the moment.
And Razor already got one as well, so no Rhyhorn misses today. Which is great to see. Missing a Rhyhorn is not as impactful, I guess, on Pika, because usually you're going to have Growlithe and you can evolve it to Arcanine. But you still want to have one. Especially because Rhyhorn can be useful on a specific fight on Pika, where the Pika strat is... Oh, there's a Kangaskhan there. Catch it. You have to catch it, Razor. You have to.
Have to go for it.
You have to go for it.
Yeah.
Oh god, how do you spell it? There we go, there, it's in. Razor is really just playing EOP.
Decent chunk of experience, nice to have. Is that level 29?
As a is 67% to get in. So yeah, Kangaskhan is one of the... It's not a rare spawn, but it is one of the less likely to show up. And it's funny that it showed up on Razor's game, because Razor is known for playing AOP, which stands for All Obtainable Pokemon, where you have to catch all of them, which includes Kangaskhan. And Kangaskhan is one of the main problems with AOP, because it is not very easy to find one. And that a lot of the times you just end up resetting there, waiting for it. You can also ride the Kanga. It is not fast at all, but it is very funny. So you could maybe see that at some point.
I haven't seen Diego's Pikachu level recently, but it seems like everybody's at very good spot, catch count wise, very good spot, experience wise.
Okay, so Sheep about to enter the tower rival fight. So on this fight on Eevee, usually you use Eevee and Rhyhorn. You usually want to have Rhyhorn here, which is why Rhyhorn is in slot 2. If you don't catch a Rhyhorn, you usually have to do something like Graveler or something else. And the strat is fairly similar to the one on Bolt Rival. We're gonna Buzzy Buzz Pidgeotto, and then we're gonna need to Axe Attack to kill the other two. I actually don't know what level he's... Okay, 27, so he's not gonna have Double Edge. Which means it will either have to +4 on the what's it called? The Raichu. Or he goes for the other strat, which is a little... I'm wondering if it's gonna be fine. Yeah, actually it's fine.
Looks like
it's
he's going for it.
Yeah, he's going for it. Okay. As long as it hits,
Should be okay.
Should be okay.
Yeah.
So pretty good fight actually. And yeah, then the Gloom just sits inside and you're good. So we'll get actually Double Edge after the fight, which unfortunately means... Actually no, Double Edge is going to be a range on on a Clefairy, and probably not a very good one. Well, I don't know, with this attack, I guess like he's minus attack, but it's not like the real minus attack. Because he's getting attack 80, so... But it should still be a range. So we'll see if he gets it.
Yeah, he posted his AVs in chat. I believe it was 3 attack, 2 defense, 2 special defense, and 3 speed.
Yeah. So get your metronomes in chat. We might not see metronome, we'll see. We definitely won't see it for Razor. We will see it for Diego, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that Clefairy is can be scary. Luckily, if you are, especially if you're the same level or lower, it can be very scary. But you know, a lot of times you just get the flinch on Eevee if you headbutts, or it can use something that's very, you know, use something like Leer that has no effect. But there are times where it can use something like Sand Attack or Thunder Wave, and it's just really kill time very quickly.
Yeah. That one is mostly annoying. But sometimes you can get pretty funny things.
Yeah, I think the worst I've gotten is Guillotine.
Did it hit?
And it hitting. Yeah.
Okay. That
yeah, it was
sucks.
the same level. Yeah.
Okay, still
but
gets
he
the
gets
range
the range.
anyway, so no metronomes today. We'll see it on Diego though in a while, so I think the wildest one I've got was Whirlwind,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is not even that bad. It's just
Also not-
funny.
Yeah, I want to say I've gotten that, and I brought them a chop out, and it was trying to make it work, but using seismic toss was a little time consuming.
Sheep about to get to Celadon. Before that, let's see if we can see a Ninetales or a Porygon. Nope. Shroud's lame. Okay, so Sheep about to teach yet another move. This one is called Glitziglow. Just like the others, it's 90 base power. But this one has the side effect that it sets up a light screen, which will be useful in a few fights as well, in addition to just being a very powerful move, of course.
And he is also setting up his Synchronize, which basically you pay $10,000, and every Pokemon you encounter for the rest of the day will be of this whatever nature you set. So we set Modest, so that the rest of our catches are Modest, which will be makes the end game much more reliable.
Yeah. Okay, so Sheep having Double Edge and also Razor, they're gonna have more or less the same version of Hideout, but there are several different versions of all these fights in Hideout. It's actually pretty cool. It really, like, there's a lot of decision making here, depending on what your Eevee looks like, what your experience looks like, what your Rhyhorn looks like as well. So there's a lot of different strats that you can use. If you have Double Edge, usually just end up using it Double Edge on most fights, which is what Sheep's gonna do here, and also Razor. The minus attack issue shouldn't really be much of an issue, even with Double Edge, for the most part, so the strats are more or less the same. But if you don't have Double Edge, then you have another set of strats involving usually the special moves, which is why special attack can be useful in Hideout. But yeah. So Razor doesn't have a range here at all. It's level 30. So
Yeah, level 30, certainly not.
I believe it's only a range at 28. With neutral. Okay. Diego is about to do the fight, and Diego is definitely not. So, as I said, on Pika, usually you're gonna have either Nido King or Nido Queen. With Nido King, if you have Poison Trap, so if you got a Nidoran male, you can just one-shot the Clefairy with Poison Trap. If you don't, you will need to do a different strat that will involve two-shotting, so we will see a Metronome, and there's no like flinch chance or even something like, because on Eevee, if you don't have double edge, you can headbutt, which can still flinch, and so you don't get a Metronome. On Pika, there's no such thing, so we're going to be seeing a Metronome here.
And Razor quickly finding a Rattata just before heading into the Celadon Poké Center, picking it up for a nice extra catch.
Yeah.
And the extra level on Rhyhorn doesn't hurt.
Bone Meringue, that's pretty funny. Clefairy doing its best Cubone impression. Actually, the best Cubone impression is going for Bone Meringue and missing, which is what I got the other day. It's actually pretty funny.
Diego actually... Oh, I was going to say check the grass, but he's going to pick up the Firestone.
Yeah. Can still check the grass anyway, but there's nothing spawning, which is weird. For Pika, you always get this Firestone because of Growlithe, so you can get Arcanine. On Eevee, you can technically Firestone the Vulpix, but since you can't ride Ninetales, doesn't really make sense to go here. You usually just get the Firestone later, especially because you can also just skip it depending on what your catch count is at the time, on what pokes you find.
Let's see, Sheep approaching... Well, first we'll see if Diego gets the Porygon. Doesn't
No.
Never though if you can...
Okay. So for Abra, you have to approach it from behind. If you approach an Abra from front, it will teleport away. Which is why it did there.
Yeah, that one looking right in his direction. There was... it's going to be tough to get behind that.
Yeah.
But Sheep doing the rolly chair section. Picking up the lift key. As you mentioned earlier, both the Eevee runners can use double edge throughout hideout, but there are a number of ways to attack these trainer battles. You can use... There's some that want to use Bouncy Bubble. There's some where you can, bring out... for the Raticate, you could bring out Machop. Using Headbutt, using Glitzy Glow. A lot of different ways that you can kind of customize and route based on what kind of Eevee you have at this point in the game. Whether it's, high attack, high special attack, and that makes Hideout kind of one of the more difficult sections, and then you have to be very adaptable and kind of think on the fly what's going to be the best course of action, because saving a healing spot or saving a turn here or there can make a big difference in putting together a good Geo split time. And Sheep on the J&J fight. We'll see how he decides to tackle this. If he goes for the standard Glitzy Glow. Alright, Eevee not targeted, so not a bad start. Typically for Eevee, if everything goes according to plan, this is going to be a 3-turn fight. You 2-hit the Arbok, and then set up to +4 so that you can one-shot the Weezing.
With poisons. Pretty standard, I would say. But this is a pretty nice fight.
Yeah. We'll have to heal afterwards because both of the Pokemon are poisoned, but pretty clean overall.
So let's see what Razor opts to do on J&J. Could also just do the Rhyhorn's threats. Especially because Rhyhorn is also probably over-leveled at this point, which means it probably gets a one-shot on both the Arbok and the Weezing.
Yeah, you can have to use Rhyhorn and use Drill Run and kind of set up. Assuming your Rhyhorn has decent attack, it can be a good way to go.
Yeah. I have a tendency to do Rhyhorn strats these days because I feel it's more consistent. But it does have, like, Drill Run can miss, which is a bit unfortunate when it happens. And obviously your Rhyhorn can also be pretty bad.
Yeah, is there a specific attack stat you're looking for in your Rhyhorn? Like, 50-something that you're trying to...
I don't remember the actual... I usually just go for it because it's usually... most of the times better than Glitzy Glow anyway, for me at least. Because I feel like you need to have really good special to make Glitzy Glow work well. Most of the time. But I'm sure it's in the notes, I don't have them here. $53 at 25 sounds reasonable. You can check your attack on the Rhyhorn depending on... It's not easy. Most of the time it's gonna level up outside battle, but... or at least not when it's fighting. But you can see the stats depending on when it levels up. And yes, as Amber says, like, level 25 is usually what you want. That's perhaps the more important threshold. Because 24, that's when it's not going to be a good range usually. But at 25, you're usually going to be good. And you're especially good if you're at 26, which is not that uncommon. You could be 26 as well, depending on what your catches were and when you caught Rhyhorn. Which is also one of the reasons why, if you're going for Rhyhorn strats, you really want Rhyhorn to be one of your first catches in Rock Tunnel, just so you can get the experience from all the other catches.
Now we're seeing that minus attack come into play for Sheep, because that Sizzly Slide did not a lot of damage to that Persian.
Oh, that is... that is unfortunate. And also has double edge, which means it can't headbutt. I guess technically it's just... At that point it might have been fine with double edge actually. Even with a crit I think that would have been fine. Oh, used them... okay. Yeah, that also... okay, that makes more sense.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, because that looked way too low. Especially considering like Sheep's minus attack is not a true minus attack. Alright. So Razor entering the first of the Archer fights. This one is pretty uneventful. It's still pretty lame, because you can lose time here. Just depending on the AI. But it's usually rather uneventful. And Diego is heading to J&J. And I'm actually not sure what the strat will be for J&J. I didn't check. I don't know if he already menued. But on Pika, usually there are two strats, just like Eevee. One of them involves just using Pika with T-Bolt, which is a little scary from my experience, because Pika does a lot of damage. Which also means you have to sacrifice 1 mana, I believe, on the first turn, just to make sure Pika lives. And then the other strat is just the Rhyhorn strat that we saw on Eevee, which is a lot more important here, I guess. Because the alternative is just that much worse, I guess. So we'll see.
I'm assuming Razor gonna do the more typical Giovanni fight where you X attack and then Sicily slide.
Okay, Diego is going for sack strats. So the Clefable here is gonna die. I think
it could live.
Pika shouldn't
Could
be...
power Glove. No.
I think Pika should be full health here. Not sure if that's... okay. It was fine, but... yeah, now you just bring up the Needle Queen, and at this point you're fine. You're gonna outspeed anyway, so you just kill the Arbok immediately. And then you just have Weezing to deal with. That's the misplay.
Yeah, usually you want to be, assume either up to +4 or use a helping hand.
Actually, yeah, I think so. I think on this fight,
but
you do. I believe, well, it depends. Yeah, it depends on the range, I guess. I'm not really sure what the stats were here. 59, I think I saw. Well, 59 was after the level up. Yeah. I know on Tower J&J it depends on your stats. I don't know if you are guaranteed the range at +4 or with helping hand. Don't remember. Yeah, Sheep pretty far ahead now. Well, does have 2 less catches than Razor. Again, all 3 of them have pretty high catch counts right now. It's kind of wild to see 38 pokes exiting hideout. Or in hideout still, for Diego. Yeah, Sheep gonna be looking for a Ghastly here in tower. Since they all have like pretty high catch counts, it's not a huge deal if they don't see one, because they have other stuff they can catch later on. And Ghastly is kind of annoying to catch anyway, but if you see it, you definitely go for it.
Yeah, in tower there's not a lot of space for things to spawn, so it can be very not unusual to go through the entire tower without seeing a single spawn, even if you're Lord. But ideally you see the Ghastly. If you're, extremely lucky, you see a Cubone when you didn't see one in Rock Tunnel. Yeah. But that's not something you want to count on.
Yeah, there's a Ghastly. Yeah, Cubone is something you normally only see if you already got one. It's never when you actually need it. Okay, Sheep's gonna keep... Okay, this is a little worrying because it's double great and it's a nice. Not sure what the catch rate it's on this. Yeah, that's a breakout. Normally you're gonna want to switch to ultras here on the first player and get a great, and that should be guaranteed, I believe. But it's not always easy as well because Ghastly moves around a lot, which is why a lot of people will nan-have it.
Yeah, I believe even just switching to the Ultra, and even if you don't hit the circle, an Ultra and Great is still pretty high reliability, but I don't know if maybe the Great is more acceptable since it's unlured.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the Great is also nice if you have, like, if you know you can get a pretty fast throw as well.
Yeah.
If it starts moving around, I guess it makes sense to switch to ultras. I don't know. You definitely have to get to ultras at some point. It doesn't have to be now, but it will most likely be on the next catch. Although if you see, for example, a PG and you want to catch a PG, PG is definitely very solid with Great. But then everything else on Route 17 you can technically do with double Greats, and it's very reasonable still, but not guaranteed. So you definitely want to do the ultras.
Yeah, I think in one of my runs earlier this week, I went for the double Great on Ghastly and forgot about it, so it wasn't until I was at the Star You Catch that I realized I was still on Great Balls, and just everything it seemed to work out on Route 17.
Yeah.
And I had like 8 Great Balls for 2 catches.
That's really... I mean, ultimately you save time there because you didn't have to switch. Yeah, I think as far as I remember, it's mostly around 90% for most of the catches on 17 with double Greats, if you get the option. Path of Legends. Okay, so Sheep is going to be done with the EV section. I'm thanking his EV in chat. As it should, because it's minus attack, but it was actually a pretty good EV. Razor is at 40 pokes. This is wild. Yeah, Double Edge does not affect the Hunter. For those of you that did not know. How does he have 40 pokes? I wanna like look at the tracker.
Yeah, let's see his tracker. So
He has 54 planned.
Meowth, got the Abra and Kadabra,
Yeah.
got the Chansey and Kangaskhan.
Already got the Ghastly here, so... Probably got an Evo earlier from one of the others. Yeah. Probably Rat, I guess, because I think that's what he caught before Hideout. Yeah, really solid. Yeah, with 40 catches, there's not really much else you're gonna need to catch here. So you can just afford to skip a bunch. He still has 54 planned. I'm guessing he's probably gonna remove Coughing if he can, and just get Pony. And I guess Doduo. Actually, no, he has to skip also one of those. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, he can skip, I guess, Psyduck if he wants to. So really he only needs Pony, Star, and then one more that evolves, which could be either Doduo, which could help for blue later, or it could just also opt for a Psyduck or even a Coughing if nothing shows up on 17. So really solid catch count.
Now Razor on his J&J fight, which... ooh, did he get the one-shot that Arbok? That is...
Did he? Okay. I mean, he's even
well, I
level
guess being at
32.
level 32, that helps.
Still, I think even at 32, that's not. I don't think that's that likely. Is there a Chansey on? What was it, 60?
There might have been one on that Snorlax route.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really good start for Sheep on 17. Goes for the Doduo first, which I think makes sense. The pony is glowing, so it's gonna get some experience on the Doduo and get it to Dodrio.
Yeah, and you're gonna candy the Ponyta anyway.
Yeah. And Dodrio is important for one of the fights later on. You're not forced to use it, but it is the safe strat.
Alright, Razor getting ready to fly. Putting away everything that's involved. And we'll be... Yep. Putting the Ghastly in slot 1, which is typical strat if you have it. So that you just guarantee that you can run away from that Snorlax. And let's see. I assume once Sheep evolves this Ponyta, that you'll be able to just cruise on through the rest of the route, because I believe you only need the star left.
Still needs to cat Psyduck.
I'm getting mixed up. Razor.
Coffee.
Yeah, it doesn't need Psyduck.
So probably just gonna cruise through the route and see if it sees a Psyduck, and then if not, gets the coughing later, which is a pretty guaranteed Pokemon. It always shows up. Oh, that was a Wombo? Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I caught that text box correctly, that the Doduo might have evolved right off that Ponyta.
Yeah. If it was a Wombo, then definitely, I think.
Let's see, Diego on his last Pikachu fight. Ooh. Yeah, that can happen. Just got double targeted.
No. Yeah, got unlucky, as the notes say.
Yeah. So, could revive Pikachu, or it could just, yeah, that's what I figure, buff the Rhyhorn and try to...
Actually, I think that might have been a misplay, because I think you're supposed to sack someone with this strat, right?
Oh, yeah, the Growlithe strat.
I think Nidoqueen was there already. Well, it's making it work with Rhyhorn, which is good to see, so... Rhyhorn unfortunately it's not really as viable on this fight. But I guess it can, okay, the flinch is a little unfortunate
the flinch.
there. Okay, that's a crit, that's actually pretty helpful. Just stomp.
Yeah, crit was nice.
No, just go!
Just attack with Nidoqueen.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, you got it anyway.
If there was a flinch there, that would have been very unfortunate. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, burned a decent amount of super potions. Hopefully, he has enough stowed in the bag for the rest of the run. And both of our Eevee runners evolving their Ponytas. Rapidash, of course, going to be the main sidekick and ride Pokemon for the rest of the run. And allows us to finally deposit Rhyhorn.
Chansey? Okay.
Maybe?
Surely not.
No.
There's no way. Catch rate here is abysmal for sure. I'm curious. Pokes are 39 here, I think.
Yeah, I believe so, 39.
Will be 67%.
There's another Chansey.
Another Chansey? Okay.
2 glowing Chanseys on the route. But sheep gonna have to just ride on
It's
by.
not as
and,
yeah, it's not as
finish
bad as I
this.
thought. Catch rate actually, but it makes no sense to go for a coin flip here.
Yeah, you don't need the experience on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely it'd just be wasted levels, even if you caught it first ball.
Yeah. Sheep going through one of the most boring cutscenes. And Sheep's gonna be looking for a star now, and so is Razor. Razor is also done. So Razor actually catching up a bit, I think.
Yeah,
It
catch
seems
count
that
even
way.
that fast.
Because, yeah, even catch counts, obviously the cutscene is pretty long, but it does feel like you may have caught up a bit. Probably also from just having like a huge catch count earlier. Because he had 40 at tower and he only has 44 now, which really tells you just how high it was. He didn't really have to catch much on 17. Yeah, Sheep about to head to Route 21, where you will catch a star, which will be the main Pokemon we use from now on. There's other things you can catch here. You can catch Tangela if you need one. Catch rate is not exactly ideal. You can catch Tentacool. You can also catch Rat because Rat is everywhere. And you definitely want to see a star. Some runners have had trouble with seeing stars. That's not a star. Okay, we're approaching the end of the route. Still no star. Might have to wait for one. Okay, there's one.
Oh, there we go. Not ideal, but could have been worse.
For sure. 1073. Okay, Sheep has the Silver Razes, which should make this catch pretty much guaranteed if he gets the Excellent. Okay. But still should be favorable, I want to say. Yeah. So, 1073 CP. So the CP tells you how good a Pokemon is, but the definition of good is... it's going to vary because it depends on what stats are better in the star. 1073 is technically above average, but it could also be an awful star if it doesn't have any good special attack or speed, which are the main stats we want to be looking for.
Meanwhile, Razor had a 1065, which I believe is right in the middle. Or about.
I think 1062 is the average, according to Phoenix, and I think that's
Gotcha.
right. So barely above. But yeah, it's only when we do the candying that we'll figure it out. Well, Sheep is already doing it, I actually didn't notice. That's a good star. That's a pretty good star.
Yeah. Special attack, very good.
It's slow, but it's definitely not the slowest for sure. Could definitely be worse. I would say it's gonna be fine. It should be fine for Pidgeot, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it'll outspeed like Raichu, but I think it'll be fine for Pidgeot.
Yeah. Yeah, 115 speed is more than enough. Or it should be more than enough by the time you get to Pidgeot. It outspeeds the Ninetales, which is also a pretty good indication. It's outsped by Rapidash, but that's fine.
Razor, on the other hand, kind of the opposites. Special attack, not great, but speed seemed decent. At least from my standards. Maybe other people have others,
Yeah,
but
speed is very good on Razor. Definitely outspeeds everything that you need to. Special attack is not ideal, but I've seen worse.
yeah.
Yeah, Chip catching the coughing, so I guess he's done with catches now. Yeah.
Let's see.
So Chip still has 45. Well, actually, he has more because he hasn't tracked a couple of his pokes yet. But yeah, the rest of the pokes until 50 are just evolutions that he's going to be doing over the next few fights. And by the time he gets to Koga, he will have 50.
Like Diego's still hunting for their star.
Yeah. Gotta be very careful here with the spinners. The spinners have really good vision. Okay, Diego going for Tentacle. I'm not sure if he needs this. He is going for it. I mean, I guess he caught it. He didn't really need to, and Tentacle is not exactly the best thing to catch here. So if you want, like, if you can skip it, you definitely want to skip it. But I guess that works. You can skip Grimer with this. Yeah, I believe Diego is actually one of the runners that ended up hitting one of the optionals in this route on, I believe, the round 1 race. And actually made it work really well, which is not easy. Because those spinners... So the problem with hitting optionals in this stage of the game is that you don't have a main at this point. Because we got rid of Eevee. And so you just have whatever you have on your party. So it can be pretty rough if you hit one. 1068, so
1068.
all above average. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Okay, that should get in. Yeah, very close CPs. But as you can see, like, the stars are... Like, sheeps and razors are completely different. Even though they have very close CPs. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guessing Sheep might still be on PP pace here.
I would assume so. I know it was around maybe Flute that said he was about a minute 10 ahead. And if so, I think Razor should be on PB pace as well, because I think he was saying his PB is about a minute slower than Sheep's.
Yeah. I think they could both be. I think Razor is probably... I'm pretty positive Razor's on PB pace. I'm not sure about Sheep, but if it's close probably.
And they both ditched Bill, so...
Yeah, she's pretty funny. They could submit the ditch Bill PB as part of the 80%.
Maybe we're doing some of that menu.
Forgot to heal the confusion.
Oh.
Okay, this could get a little tricky. I think you have to heal. Yeah. Because you're outsped by Rapidash. I think Flare... Oh, and gets burned. Okay, this is unfortunate. Okay, trying to be extra safe. I think it might have been fine. Gets confused again, okay.
At least the Sable cures both.
Does it? Okay, that's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, because it's like a full heal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So...
I'm sorry, Sheep.
Yeah.
The minute I ask about PB pace, this happens. Okay, still...
Yeah.
We have a very close race, that's for sure. Between Razor and Sheep here. Same catch counts, one poke difference, I guess, in the fight, so...
I think Sheep maybe just hasn't... Well, Sheep doesn't have Coughing marked as caught, so it might be one poke ahead.
Yeah. I couldn't catch all the stats on Starmie for Diego. I saw 120 speed at 46th. Which is very good. Very fast star. I did not check the special attacks, I don't know. Okay, Sheep is actually ahead. Because Razor had already marked the Marowak, I guess, before it was actually evolved.
Mm-hmm.
So Sheep is a little bit ahead. But still, very close race. And Razor is 17 seconds behind PB. So technically not PB pace, but PB is possible.
And he was saying that his last hour isn't the fastest. Like, that there is room for improvement there from his PB, so it's not... it's definitely within the realm that he can make up time.
Yeah. Diego doing the little movement to get Ted to walk into the second player. Yeah, our players are just gonna be doing the gym rush, as we call it, I guess. So I don't know if we brought it up earlier, but we are not doing the gyms in the order they are intended. We did Brock and then Misty, and then we basically haven't done a gym until Blaine just now. And Blaine is supposed to be the 7th gym leader. We do them out of order because we are allowed to, and because it's just faster to do so. And now, since we have an extremely overleveled poke that is Starmie, can just blitz through most of the gyms, no problem.
yeah, the way the order works out, we're kind of in Cinnabar already since we were skipped ahead to catch these Route 21 Pokemon like Starmie, and then fly to Surges to, just knock that out of the way, and then Erica afterwards because we're going to be flying to. We're going to be going from Celadon to Saffron, so it is quicker to just already be in Celadon, rather than having to menu to Celadon, menu to Vermilion, menu back to Celadon.
Yeah, it's also worth pointing out that doing Surge later means we skip a cutscene. So if you do Surge after Misty, you get an extra cutscene with Misty actually when you exit the gym. And this cutscene is completely skipped here. Which is the main time save actually from doing it later. Because obviously we could have done it technically. I guess for Pika it wouldn't be very good. But with Eevee it's fairly reasonable to still do it early. It's just, yeah, the extra cutscene is really long. So it's just not worth it. And the fight itself is also, of course, a little longer.
Sheep checking in on his Rapidash. And now we'll get to see one of the most crucial decisions in the run. Which is the cute Pokemon that you brought in?
Ooh, I like that.
Picking Eevee, good choice.
Eevee, good choice. If you pick Pika, you get kicked out of the gym.
I think Razor just chose Starmie.
Yeah, the boring choice. That is a good question. Why does Sheep have Eevee in this party?
I don't know if he just kept it for that reason.
Maybe? Yeah, probably just for this. Because he also got Ghastly. So he would have taken out Eevee unless he kept it then. I guess he could have just brought it, like, on one of the later menus, I don't know. Diego done with Blaine. Okay, now another thing I'm wondering is what... I don't know what Diego's PB is at the moment. Let me see if I could find it.
Let's see. So Razor and Sheep, yeah, taking on Erica and... Sheep maybe accidentally sending out Dodrio to accompany him.
Okay. Just go. Just go. Just use something.
Maybe he wasn't prepared to use a second controller at the moment. I'm guessing that was probably just a motion error. But yeah, you only need to just spam Psychic on this fight because Psychic is super effective against the poison types, and Tangela just doesn't have very good special defense, so easily taken out. And after this is over, we'll be flying back to Celadon and heading directly over to Saffron, since that's the kind of easiest entryway into Saffron City.
Yeah. So Diego mentioning PB attempt, so I'm guessing PB pace, which seems fair. If it's a 320 something, then this is definitely PB pace. And probably like a big PB, so we'll see how this goes towards the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can see how that summoning the 2-player affected Sheep, that he was ahead going into the Erica fight and now is behind Razor.
Yeah. But a lot... Oh! Sheep getting punished for trying the newest tech.
Oh, the balloon tech, yeah.
Yeah.
The roof tech.
So it's fairly recent. If you walk back slightly towards the gym, you can actually skip the animation of the balloons when you use fly, because you're under like the little rooftop thingy of the gym. But unfortunately, accidentally walked into the gym again. But
yeah, the Rapidash's hitbox is pretty huge, so it's hard to do, hard to maneuver.
I was gonna mention like this section can have a lot of variants, not necessarily the upcoming fight, but the one after that. So, and there's still like quite a few fights in the late game that could go either way. So, yeah, Sheep can definitely come back. Is very close to Razor, so it should be a very fun race here towards the end between the two. While Diego is on a race of his own, trying to get that PB, and it seems like he's on a good track for it. And theoretically, I mean, if Razor and Sheep start playing risky to try and beat each other, then Diego is right back on this. Ooh, Rapidash strats here. I don't like this.
Oh, is Doduo had involved?
And there's why. Oh no. Oh no. No!
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, Doduo now. Dropek. This definitely should be fine now.
This should be guaranteed now.
This should be guaranteed now. You still have a problem on the Charizard, but this should be guaranteed. So we're seeing a mix of both fights. Razor actually getting a pretty similar fight to the one I had. Only my Rapidash didn't die. But I also missed 2 Fire Blasts. And I lived on Power of Love on Starmie, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, now we have Light Screen, which means we're gonna need to pump here. And it's still not gonna kill.
I think he's just gonna Scald.
This is not gonna kill. Because you have Light Screen.
I think it might.
Or is Light Screen over? Might have been over because there were so many turns.
I think it's just a range. I feel like I've Scalded on Light Screen before and hit, so I figure if Pump is usually taking it out at neutral, +2 Scald, there's some math there.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, because you do +2. Yeah, +2, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you have the... Okay. If you have the X specials to spare, then yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because that's another problem with this. If you miss Fire Blast and you don't have the X specials to spare, then it's a lot tougher. Which is what I had on my own race. That's why I was confused.
Gotcha. Meanwhile, Sheep getting Thunderbolt, no Protect, turn 1. So was able to take out the Muck, and Cubone did some damage on the Electrode. So, still... Okay, gets the Self-Destruct.
Oh, this is actually good because it used Boomerang, I think. Yeah, because he got the Sucker Punch. So this is actually pretty good.
Still on pace for the 4 turn.
Yeah, could still get Protect. Hopefully we won't see it. But pretty good fight on Arthur. Let's see how Razor goes. Okay, sounds like the same start. Yeah. And I think Weezing got actually protected, which is unfortunate. Okay, at least no double protect. So it's gonna be a 5-turn, I guess, for Sheep. Ooh, another. Ooh. Okay, that sucks for Razor.
And the Cubone targeted Eradicate.
That's fine if it self-destruct. I'm guessing Eradicate dies.
Okay.
If not, then for sure. Yeah, it does. Okay, this is fine. Get the goal back here.
The goal bad. Yeah. I assume Crunch is doing more than Arc Pulse, but
yeah, this should still be fine. It loses some time, but that's fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think it would have been a little more scary if it was Weezing actually, because he has Thunderbolt as well, which could have paralyzed the game. Okay, should be fine now. So, all things considered, could have been a lot worse without that went there in the middle. I feel like I cursed Razor. As I was mentioning earlier on this fight, or especially Archer, was gonna be rough. And not really Blue, and then Blue just happened. But yeah, they're both through. So the next few fights are pretty standard. Shouldn't be too much variance. While Diego is entering Blue now.
Alright, Sheep taking on J&J, which this version of J&J is arguably the easiest. Just Psychic each one of them.
Doduo died. Okay.
No.
Might have gone for the Doduo range. Not sure if Diego knows that was a range, but yeah, it is a range if you have a Doduo, not Dodrio. With Drill Peck, which is why we mentioned earlier it was important to get that Dodrio as soon as possible. But it sounds like he made it work. Should be fine here. I don't think he got light screen because Doduo is dead. So this should just kill. Yeah. And Doduo dying here is not really the end of the world. It's gonna evolve eventually because it gets healed after Archer.
Similar to the J&J fights, this Giovanni fight is going to be the easiest of the 3 Geo fights. Just setting up to +2 and spamming Scald. And we'll see if Diego has a smoother Archer than Sheep and Razor did.
Okay,
All right,
that is a
nice.
very good start.
So for sure, no protect.
So there is still a chance at a 3-turn on this one. It's gonna depend on what the Cubone decides to do here. The Weezing coming out could be interesting because it might trigger Boomerang rather than Headbutt on the Eradicate. Could also be just focus energy, so we'll see. Okay, went
It's
okay,
attacking.
and it,
No, but I got the breezing
the
protect.
classic. Yeah, but it also missed Boomerang.
Oh, and the spooner.
The classic.
So just a wasted turn overall.
Yeah. I think it's 90% accurate, and it does not feel like 90%.
Oh no, definitely not.
It's very strange. Yeah, it's unfortunately... I guess it's a 5-turn now, yeah. Actually, does he die from Sucker Punch here? Ooh, Headbutt, okay. Hopefully he doesn't die from
I think
Sucker
if you
Punch.
have minimum defense, it could be a range.
Oh no. It also sucks because... Ninja points.
Oh,
Dude, what is going on? What is this Archer? Went for Headbutt and missed Boomerang again. Yeah, just Fire Blast at this point.
yeah.
There we go. That's one of the Archers of all time, wow. I think the best Archer we had was a 5-turn. And even then he wasn't a good Archer, I think. Oh well. Well, Sheep doing some shopping. This is the last shop we do in the run. So we're going to be buying all of our Hyper Potions, X items, also Max Repels for the rest of the fight. I am interested... Okay, so Sheep looks like he's going to be doing 2C strats. Yeah, definitely. So Sheep didn't buy X Defend or X Special Defense, which suggests he's just gonna do 2C strats until the end. Let's see what Razor does. Razor is behind, so he might just choose to... Yeah, he's going for the Spadefs. I guess technically he could still be doing 2C. Did he? Okay. That's a weird chop, but okay. Buying the X specials last, okay. Did not buy an X defend, but that's also fine. That's mostly relevant on a specific fight. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be 2C'ing everything. Because he does have the special defenses.
Ooh. I'm wondering if Diego still had that Doduo in slot 2 and I got KO'd by the Weezing, so might actually need to revive the Doduo to get to the 50.
Oh. Yeah.
Because it still hasn't evolved yet, and
Yeah.
I'm not getting free heal.
Did it just die to the Weezing? That's kind of crazy. I guess because it's a Doduo, not Dodrio.
Yeah, a Weezing Thunderbolt.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, he does revive it. Okay, is Sheep on turn 1 or turn 2? Okay, that was turn 1. Oh, no, okay, light screen skip. Or... No! Wait, what? I don't understand. What's going on? Oh, he is on widescreen. Okay, so
he
he
must have
did...
gotten it like turn 1.
Yeah, but he... What did he do turn 1 though? Because I saw 2x specials on turn 2 and turn 3. Which means he did something on turn 1, I guess. Maybe he healed? Maybe he forgot to like, to heal the star? I don't know. Strange. Yeah, Razor now pulling a bit ahead, I guess? Or no? Oh, actually no, it's still on the mime. But should cut back some time, I guess. From whatever happened on Sheep's screen there.
I'm not sure if he set up the X speed. He might have. Might have healed instead. No. Okay. He did.
Yeah, it's good. There's the tilt Rio for Diego. It's a little late, but if anything, it contributes to the 50. Yeah, we're approaching the end game now. There's a lot of fights where you may lose a turn, depending on just random luck, but also on just the strats you go for. So with them being so close to each other, I'm expecting some risk, especially on Razor's side, to try and get ahead of Sheep. Sheep, on the other hand, is apparently planning to do 2C strats, which are the safe strats. So probably not gonna see as much risk there. 134 special, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's time to actually check if they have 50.
Alright, moment of truth for Sheep.
I don't think anyone has been kicked by COVID this tournament yet. I know we had one last year. Okay, we're good. Ooh, Razor doing late teeth. Not sure I agree with it, but alright. It does bring him a little closer, I guess, to Sheep. And Sheep starting the Kaden fight. One of my favorite fights in the game. Let's see what it has. So, the main takeaway from this gym is that every Pokemon has Protect. Unfortunately, this one also has Minimize, which he goes for on turn 1 there. Okay. Oh no. We might get a Protect here. Yeah.
No.
Just hit.
It's not
just
looking
hit.
good.
Okay. It could have been a lot worse. This is why it's my favorite fight. Yeah, the Minimize there can be really brutal. Especially if it minimizes again and again. Luckily, he was able to break through it.
Get Toxic, and then Protect, and then Minimize, and it's just a...
Yeah.
Get you in a bad cycle.
I believe Sheep got hit with Moonblast as well. So he might be...
he did.
He might be... We may see some explosion action here, maybe? I don't know. I believe the Weezing here on turn 1 is more inclined to go for explosion if you're not full health. Explosion can be good, it can also be terrible, because if it crits, you die. But if it doesn't, it can basically guarantee, or I wouldn't say guarantee, but make it more likely that the other pokes won't use Protect, because they think they can kill you. No explosion here though, so we're just gonna see the standard fight. And this is literally just click the same move over and over again and hope that no one protects, or that you get the least amount of protects possible. Ooh, poison. Poison is a little annoying. It still works, it just, yeah, it wastes a turn. Oh, Diego hitting an optional, okay. And Sabrina's Gene.
Oh, the channeler.
Yeah. Is that the really fast one? I think that's the really fast one that looks left and right.
Oh, yeah. It's like the second to last spinner you pass.
Yeah. It should still be fine. Starmie should be able to deal with most of the things. It's just a little time loss. And you do need to watch out for your PP. You may need to elixir a little earlier, I guess. I don't know when Diego was planning to elixir, because you need to elixir usually at some point. Some people will do it after Sabrina, some people will do it after Kaden, some people will do it after Koga. Oh, Sheep also gets Sleet Teeth, okay. Big mistake, but oh well. But they are still pretty close. Sounds like they had more or less the same... I mean, not the exact same gym, but I guess it broke even for both of them. So still anyone's race.
Yeah, they both got a decent number of protects on the Koga fight, so not too much change, or not too much variance between them on that.
Ship had already elixired, which means that Kaden fight could have been pretty scary. And yet it wasn't that scary as well, because he has good special attack, which means he was able to use Scald on Koga anyway, so he didn't really waste that many psychics. Because you do need a few psychics here for some of these fights.
Meanwhile, it looks like Diego had a pretty standard Sabrina, or is finishing up a pretty standard Sabrina.
Yeah. Yeah, Razor elixiring now. Which means it's gonna be good on psychics. But yeah, a lot of it's just gonna come down to the fights now, and how they approach them, and how lucky they get, I guess. There are several fights... Yeah, sorry. There are several fights that you can do either 1C or 2C. And usually 1C is the faster version, but also the riskier version. And Sheep, for the most part, will be going for 2C, because he doesn't have the items to do 1C. Basically just committed to 2C. Razor, on the other hand, has the option to do either of them. So he's probably gonna just choose a few fights to most likely go a little riskier to try and make up that time.
Diego getting ready to head over to Koga with what looks like very good special attack.
Oh, Diego has good special attack? Okay. He also had really good speed, I noticed earlier, so Starmie must be cracked.
I think it was 135 after the candy.
Okay, that is not... I know he had 120 speed at like 46, which is also really good, so... It really goes like to show just how the CP in the end doesn't really mean too much. Because they all had roughly the same amount of CP. Diego has a really cracked star on both speed and special. Sheep has a really good special but bad speed, and then Razor it's the other way around, so...
Yeah, Sheep actually able to go for the Psychic Stomp here.
Yeah, which is really good. Hydro Pump on the Rhyhorn is a mistake. It worked out for Razor. That's definitely not intended. You want to be Hydro Pumping the next Pokemon. We'll see if Razor goes for it. Does not? Okay.
No.
I respect it, to be honest. If you miss this one, it can be pretty brutal. So Razor might be thinking that doing 1C later might be wiser. Because it's less risky, but bigger payoff, I guess. You will have to do +2 Scald, unfortunately, which wastes a bit of time and uses an extra X item on Starmie. Actually, I think Razor might be looking at Bruno turnarounds. Because I think he's gonna have to 2C the... Actually, no. Yeah, he has to 2C the Geofight, so I think he's fine. It's not going to use the X defend. It doesn't have an X defend, I think.
Okay. See if the Rapidash decides to hang on for Sheep. Nope.
It's not.
All according to plan.
Yep. Yeah, 2C on Geo here makes sense. I believe if you use the X special on Samuel, the X defend here, and then X special twice on Naomi, I think you get Bruno turnarounds. Don't remember the actual thresholds. But should be fine here. So the alternative strat to the Geo is to do 1C, where you X defend turn 1, then X special, and then Scald. Unfortunately, the Doug Trio hits pretty hard, and it also outspeeds us, so it gets 3 shots on us, and if any of them crits, then it could be very bad news. This is the safer strat. We just do 2C, X special, and go, and you should be fine. You should not die from full, so... Yeah, the only problem with this is that, well, naturally it is slower, slightly, and it is especially slower if Rapidash lives on Power of Love.
Yeah, these 2C fights, even if your second controller Pokemon has fainted, are, you know, they do add lag to the fight.
Yeah.
Even if it is just still one-on-one. So being able to, even though it requires more setup to have just Starmie going in with a 1C, it does go by faster.
Okay, Sheep opting not to heal the Starmie there. I'm not sure I agree with that, because you're at that menu. Which means it should be faster than healing in battle at that point. But that's totally fine, I mean, it works. It's not in quick attack range, so it should still be fine. Just means he has to heal during the fight. So one thing I was gonna mention, Razor, unfortunately, I think has the worst star for this situation because he is behind. He needs to take those risks, and unfortunately his special attack is just not there. Which means a lot of the risks are going to be even bigger risks because it's not just about hitting a Hydro Pump, it's whether the Hydro Pump can even kill sometimes.
Yeah.
He has to do it if he wants to win, I think, but it is going to be a little rough. He did mention in chat that he's thinking about doing 1C Naomi, which is interesting. I think that's a little riskier than doing 1C Samuel. But yeah. But it could pay off, we'll see. Once in Naomi is more of a desperate strat, I'd say. At least for me. I think it's like the last one that I would go for.
Once you rival 5, even riskier.
Okay, that was a mistake. You can always bring out to C if you forget. It is a little slow, but you can do it. I think I actually did this on my PB. Yeah, was Razor's Star like really fast? I didn't actually check the speed. I think it was fast. I don't know if it was fast enough to outspeed the Raichu naturally. Probably not. Okay, is X speeding here?
It's gonna set up the X.
Yeah, if you're really fast, I think it's 140 is what you want to have to outspeed the Raichu. But yeah, it wasn't that fast. You need really, really good speed to be able to hit that. And this is a Pika only strat because this only happens, or an Eevee only strat because you can only outspeed naturally the Raichu. The Jolteon is never even a possibility. Yet another reason why Eevee is better. Yeah, Sheep going into Victory Road. Victory Road is not necessarily a dangerous place in terms of like the fights are not necessarily gonna literally kill you, but you can lose a lot of time on all of them. Because a lot of things can put you to slip, you can miss pumps. Yeah, it's not good.
You can hit your pump but miss the range.
Yeah.
You can hit Alexa.
That's not fun.
Lots of it.
Let's please not speak it into existence. I feel like we've cursed quite a few fights already.
I hit Alexa for the first time this week in a long time, and I also found out that Wigglytuff is a range at that special attack, so...
Oh, really? Okay.
Get double punished and hitting an optional and missing a range on the optional.
Yeah, that sucks. I've never actually fought Alexa. I have hit her, but I've only hit her like 2 or 3 times, and the only times I hit her were on PB pace where it's just the run died, so I just didn't do it.
You just reset.
Yeah. Never happened on a race yet. Hopefully it won't. Alexa being a trainer that you're supposed to skip using some fancy movement. Again, taking advantage of the vision, or the really busted vision in this game. It is one of the scariest, probably the scariest trainer skip, not necessarily because it's hard, but because it's at the end of the run, and because hitting it really wastes a lot of time. Because if you miss the skip on like Vermilion, for example, it's a 1-turn fight. It's pretty easy. This one is definitely not, so... And it's at the very end of the run, so you usually don't have a lot of room to work with in terms of time.
Yeah, you have to set up a next special attack. She has 3 Pokemon, and then you have to find a way to heal because you lost PP that is very important for the Elite Four. So you need to heal either with Officer Jenny or at the Poké Center.
Okay, I think Razor messed up. I think he used the wrong move. I think he used Scald and not Hydro Pump.
Either way, made it through the Kangaskhan, even if it wasn't originally as planned.
Yeah.
And Sheep's showing one of those fights that you can get put to sleep.
Yeah.
And I didn't see, is Diego one-seeing or two-seeing Giovanni? Okay.
That's fair. Yeah, Giovanni can be pretty bad with the crits. Okay, Rapidash also dies. That's very good. It is usually a little easier for Rapidash to die on Pika because a lot of the times he won't be candying the Ponyta, which means it has less friendship. And yeah, Sheep gonna get the free heal here, and is getting ready for the Alexa skip. Alright, let's see if he gets it. That is very clean, actually.
Right. Nice.
I am surprised he went for it like that. I would have not been as confident, I think. Especially when you're ahead. Yeah, working really well. That's a really, really solid skip from Sheep. And yeah, now on to Caroline. The run is still not over. There's still plenty of stuff that can ruin you. Has to hit the pump here. Misses. Lubricus. Yeah. And again, like we were saying, there's a lot of stuff that could put you to sleep in this. Ooh, special defense drop. This could be rough. Okay. Should be fine now.
The pump. Okay.
$141 special. That is good enough for Dragonite already. I guess it doesn't really matter because Sheep is doing 2C, but... Okay, Razor doing the... This is more my kind of skip. This is more my kind of skip.
Yeah.
Really scary. Alright, so Razor is unfortunately going to have a bit of a range here with Hydro Pump. Even if he hits that pump, it's not guaranteed to kill, as opposed to Sheep's. So... Okay, gets it. That's very good.
Just gets it.
Yeah. Saves a bit of time on Sheep there. On this fight. Yeah, still anyone's game. Sheep can go for +4 on Lorelei. Razor, unfortunately, will have to go to +6 unless he decides to go for a couple of ranges on the Lapras and the Jinx, which he could go for, but I'm guessing those will be pretty bad. I didn't actually check his special, but I'm guessing it's probably not even at the 130s yet.
Alright, so Sheep just one poke away from exiting Victory Road. Razor pushing that rock until he gets to fight Dawson. And then Diego just wrapped up rival, the Viridian rival, and is about to head to the pre-Victory Road badge check.
Oh, good avoid. So Razor can skip the heal, I think. Probably. Okay, Razor has 129 special, 136 speed. 129 special is... Yikes. I'm actually gonna check. So at 129, he's gonna have a 10 and 16 on the Lapras if he goes for +4. And then he has to pump the Jinx. Not sure if he's gonna go for it. Oh, did it not? I don't think he picked up the full restore, right?
I'm not sure he did.
I don't think he did. Are you sure he's doing 2C? Not really sure. Because he bought the X special defenses. It could be just banking on Power of Love. I'm talking about Razor, by the way. Okay, he's got Dodrio in the party. Okay, interesting. Yeah, Sheep is definitely 2C, because Sheep doesn't have... Sheep just does 2C all the time. Just not sure about Razor, but I guess he's also doing 2C then. Yeah, he's doing 2C for sure. Otherwise he would have just deposited the Rapidash there. Okay, interesting. Oh, you're right. He does have Rapidash.
Yeah, maybe just leaving the flexibility for, you know, see how Lorelei and Bruno play out, or see how Agatha plays out, and
Yeah.
decide there whether he wants to 2C Champ and Lance.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, going for... Okay, never mind. He was going for it and then backed out at the last minute, so still going for +6. Playing it safe. They should be guaranteed on all of them now. Sheep in the meantime starting the Bruno fight. I'm afraid we won't be seeing any feints today. Unless maybe from Diego. Because it sounds like both of them, both Sheep and Razor, have Rapidash in the party. Okay, we got an Earthquake, interesting. Well, Sheep doesn't have Rapidash but has something else in the party. I guess Dodrio. When you have two pokes in the party, usually Onyx goes for Stealth Rock. But it doesn't matter either way, this is not feint range, not even close anyway. So.
Good to see on Sheep's end, no turnarounds.
Oh, he's getting turnarounds?
No, he's not getting them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Bruno turnarounds usually mean something wrong happened early.
Ooh. Diego.
Oh no.
Looked like it was good, but hit Alexa.
Okay. Still got this. Just X special, psychic all of them. You have good specials, so there's no Clefable ranges or whatever it was.
Yeah, the Wigglytuff.
The Wigglytuff, that's what it was. It is a little unfortunate. It does sound like his defenses are not very good, which is to be expected, to be honest, with this kind of special and speed. Like, none of the other stats have anything, probably. Okay, here we see 2C Agatha from Sheep. Very popular strat recently in the tournament.
Yeah, Diego can choose either, and
Oh, okay.
it looks like he's going to run back to Officer Jenny. Just heal up after that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Caroline fight was also going to be a little tricky with that health, so might as well. Yeah, Sheep almost done with Agatha. Razor starting Agatha now, also doing 2C. Did Razor switch the Rapidash to something else? Oh, okay.
Nope.
I don't think this works.
It seems like he's got a plan.
I mean, I am surprised to see Razor doing 2C here, to be honest, but... Just get lucky, okay. I like that strat. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Yep.
Yeah. Can still revive?
What do you do here? Can you recover from this? Yeah, revive an Expedef is what I'm thinking, but is that enough? Okay, that... Oh, it just straight up lives, it's not Power of Love, that's... Okay. Go Rapidash.
No. Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I guess it works. Is this the only Gengar you need to outspeed, or is the other one also a problem? I don't remember.
I think the other one's probably... Oh.
Yeah, still doesn't have an X special, but that's fine. Just Scald an X special, yeah. And then you X special again, I guess. Well, I don't know, did he X speed yet? I guess not. Yeah, he didn't.
I think he just Expedeft.
What comes out now? Is it the other Gengar? Or is it Weezing or Golbat? Okay, Weezing. So now it should be fine. Or you can like basically do the rest of the normal like 1C fight if you get punched on one. Okay, no para. It's a little scary, but okay.
Okay.
That works. I think it would have been fine to just use Psychic though.
Oh,
wait, what?
Yeah. He pressed Skull instead of Psychic.
Oh, okay. Sad. That would have been fine. I think it would have been fine though, with just one X special, right? Because he had like what, 3 psychics, which would have been enough for the rest of the fight at that point. Like, at that point it became a 1C fight, or the 1C version, I guess. So it would have been fine, because they could just elixir afterwards. That's unfortunate.
Let's see. Meanwhile, Sheep finishing up Lance. Able to take out the Dragonite, no problem. And Diego approaching the Elite Four, so right behind Razor now.
So Razor was apparently 20 seconds ahead of PB there. So really unfortunate.
Hard.
And it might explain why he was going for 2C strats, trying to basically get that PB. Yeah, unfortunate. But can still beat Diego here, if all goes well. He also didn't elixir yet, so he doesn't even have to change his strats all that much here. He is stronger now, because he already beat half of the Elite Four. But
that's true, higher level, yeah.
Yeah. Scalding. So Sheep on champ, doing the standard 2C strat. Okay, Dodrio should die here from quick attack. So pretty standard 2C. And yeah, that should be it for Sheep. Just has to hit the right moves. That should guarantee the win on the race. Looking like probably a 309 themes, which is very solid for a race. And not that far from PB, to be honest, from Sheep.
And Sheep had a great start to this race. I think definitely encouraging that, he's, PBing is well within his grasp, and had a few things gone better, maybe a better star, he would have easily hit that today.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading Phoenix. I just we were like, Chip was finishing the run. I didn't want to like.
Yeah, I was gonna take a look. Yeah.
But yeah, GG Sheep. It does look like Diego is having a bit of a problem because he doesn't have enough like specials for the Elite Four. 2x specials left after Bruno. That's definitely not enough. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen here.
Maybe accidentally bought 21 instead of 31 or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Or I don't know how Pika does it exactly, but...
Oh, yeah.
And Sheep is joining us.
Hello there.
GG.
GG's.
GG Sheep.
What happened to Razor?
A bit of a mishap on Agatha. Went in 2C but with Rapidash.
Ah, yes.
Then almost pulled
Yes.
it back, and then accidentally hit Scald on the Wheezing.
Ooh.
So ended up dying and has to do the Elite Four again.
And this time using the Dodrio, so should have some better luck.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I stopped watching after Koga because I felt I was just like too distracted by everything, so just minimized the chat and everything, so I wasn't watching. So I went into everything blind, just going for my consistent strats,
Yeah, I
and
believe
felt
he was
good about that.
It was kind of like a fight behind you towards end of Victory Road, beginning E4. Like when you were exiting Victory Road, he was starting Dawson, so not too far behind. But yeah, that Agatha thing kind of sealed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, meanwhile, we're seeing Diego looks like ran into a shopping issue and doesn't have enough X special attacks to finish out the run.
Ooh.
Has 2 at the moment. So can technically get through this fight, but then, yeah. And I
Yes,
think
bump
he's
strats.
realized this now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably ways to
Also
work
has
around
Rapid
it.
Dash. This won't go well.
If I'm being honest, I'm thinking like,
Wiping.
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like alternate strats that we've done in the past,
Yeah, but with Rapid Dash out,
but it's
Like-
just, that's not gonna work, I think. It's just too many. If it was like just a couple, then maybe. But
Yeah,
there's
you can
just
say-
2 X specials.
you can save a few here and there, but
I mean, yeah, probably at
Not
this
gonna
point, I
be able
guess
to
you
get
try and
Dragonite.
save the X specials for Champ. And try to work out Agatha and Lance without X specials somehow. Because you have a few super effective moves.
yeah, Agatha's
One of
doable,
those.
and
Maybe
Lance will be a
Lance.
Lance will be a 2-shot, if that's even on the Dragonite.
Yeah, I mean, Sandy also,
Because
yeah, mentioning an interesting strat. Because a lot of pokes have quick attack on Champ, so you could also just bring a bunch of... But I think you definitely don't want to be doing this with just these 2 pokes, probably. You want to bring in some more pokes, I think, to try and have a little bit of safety.
I mean, luckily he does have a very Jack Star, so it has very high special attack and high speed. So
Yeah. Oh no. Revive. This 1 revive. Okay.
we're gonna revive. Yeah,
yeah, but that doesn't matter. Like
At this
Gengar
point,
will kill the
yeah.
Rapid Dash and then outstill
Yeah, it outspeeds.
outspeeds now.
I
speeds.
think that's a wipe, unfortunately. And that's part of love.
This is the second Gengar.
Yeah, he actually one-shot the first one.
It's okay. You can just get the X-Specs now.
Sure, you should be able to. I assume you can buy them here at the
Yeah, they're here.
Pokemon League. Oh, looks like
Yeah, it's on the left side.
Razor did not one-shot. Razor did not one-shot the Dragonite, so it'd get outraged, but survive the outrage.
Okay. That's pretty interesting. I feel like I've seen that recently. Oh yeah, it was Matt. Matt had that on his race. And he had like a really good range as well.
Yeah, my star didn't have ranges.
Yeah, your star
Yeah.
your star wasn't that bad. I mean, you mentioned it being slow, but it wasn't that slow.
No, with the third candy, only it still was the rapid dash with how bad my how bad I did my Blaine fight. That was suddenly very scary because rapid dash outspeeding hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really had to take that fight slow. But yeah, that was the only. I knew at that point that it would already like outspeed the Pidgeot on
Yeah.
the Viridian Rive and such. So yeah, that was all fine, and I think the only range I actually had was the +4 Scald on the Jinx. It was like a 15 out of 16. So
yeah.
But all in all, for my fight, it was mostly like my EV was minus attack, but it didn't really look like it.
Yeah.
I was like, when I like fought rival, I did over half without crit, or like it went into yellow. So I was like, okay, I'm not minus attack. And then every hit it didn't feel like it was minus attack. So
yeah, like a lot of the fights where minus attack would have hurt you, you ended up having like a normal fight, which was pretty great, especially on Brock. I was surprised by the Brock fight.
Yeah, I actually went for extra levels. Like I called the red early.
Yeah.
On Ride 2, just to get a bit extra EXP, and I really prioritized a lot of extra EXP fights early. I went on to like the round 6 Pidgey and all that sort of things just to get extra EXP, because that was like the bit where it mattered.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it was a really solid run. I think honestly, like until your little mishap on lane, it was a really good run, especially considering the minus attack. Really made it work.
Yeah, I've noticed that I've had a few minus attack runs that were like ahead of PB or near PB, but that mid game, especially like the hideout, you somehow lose a lot of time there, even though I don't really like understand why.
Right. I mean, hideout it's tricky. There's so many different strategies, so many level ups that you can or can't have depending on what your catches are. Evolutions, there's all sort of stuff happening, so it's tough to understand where you get that time. Also, GG's to Razor.
GG's.
Doing an Elite 4.5. It's still pulling a pretty solid time, to be honest, with that wipe on Agatha.
Yeah, Agatha has like a 6-minute loss or something like that.
Yeah,
5
probably.
minutes.
Alright, and that should be time with officially a 3:18:51 for Razor.
Yeah.
So we will likely hear from him shortly and turn our attention to Diego as he finishes up the run. But GG Razor.
GG Razor.
Why couldn't Wheezing have come out second?
That's the problem if it's not a bird or a fish.
Every time I've ever had Rapidash and Wheezing still comes out second.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, you got lucky. And today you got unlucky.
And even then, like, I was actually ahead and had Sheep. until freaking Archer.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, your problem was more so Blue rather than Archer, but yeah.
Well,
Archer wasn't great,
Blue didn't help.
but Blue, I
Archer
think,
made things
was-
worse.
Yeah, but I think Blue was the
Lost
worst
time on Koga.
Yeah. I mean, I think your Koga splits were actually fairly similar. In the
Yeah,
end, like you both...
I had a bad Kaden fight with Minimize turn 1.
Yeah, you both lost quite
I
a
got
bit of time.
Moonblast turn 1, but it didn't Spadef drop, and then I got Protect turn 2, which was fine.
Yeah, it was. I got Minimize, I missed because it did Moonblast and I missed, then it protected, and then I hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I lost 2 turns on Hayden. I lost another 4 turns on Koga. All thanks to Protects and whatnot. Like, you and I were both neck and neck.
Yeah, I was
And-
like slightly ahead. Like for like 10 to 15 seconds, I believe.
I actually pulled ahead after, like, going into Blue. I think.
No. I went into the elevator when you were fighting Blue. When you started fighting Blue. I like just finished that fight. That was the point where I was actually still checking the
Yeah.
the
I
stream.
knew we were tight, like... Hmm.
Yeah, I think Blue was really the first thing that really went wrong, and then...
Yeah.
I mean, Archer
So
was bad, but the Cheeps wasn't, like, great either.
Yeah. No, Archer was
Archer
bad.
was bad for all of you, I mean, Diego especially, but...
Oh, God. No, so... On Naomi, I intentionally scalded turn 1.
Yeah, then I kind of realized afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, this is just a +0 scald, so he's actually
Correct.
doing something else.
It's a +0 scald, so the idea is, and this is something I learned from Etchy. You scald turn 1, hope you get burn. If you get the burn, you'll live the crunch and you can go X-Spec and go.
Okay.
It's slightly faster than 2-seeing it. And it's the it's the safest way to go through. If you don't get the burn, which I didn't, then you quickly summon 2C and take the normal.
Okay. I mean,
Which, unfortunately, I
did
didn't get the
notice you
burn.
went for... I mean, I was a little confused at the time because you went for like 2C on Samuel, but then you're saying you're going 1C on Naomi, which to me it's
I
usually the other way
knew
around.
My range on Samuel was not pretty.
I mean, your range on Naomi... I mean, yeah, I guess you didn't really go for a pump anyway.
I had no shot with that range.
Yeah. It was bad.
I went 2C on Samuel and then crit the Psychic.
Like it's actually safer to go 1C on Naomi using that strat than it is to YOLO with a bad special attack on Samuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I wasn't like...
Just because if you get the burn, you're clean.
Yeah.
If you don't, you just summon 2C and it's not a big deal.
I also wasn't like... It was only until Agatha that I realized why you were going for 2C so much.
Mm-hmm.
It was because of the PB pace. I just didn't realize you were on PB
Yeah, I was
pace.
right with it, which was nuts. I'm like, no! And then Agatha just destroyed everything.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, 2 people died to Agatha this run.
Yep.
Their Rams had a slightly different.
I'd had
Reason?
it too. It ate my input when I went for. It just ate my inputs. Was the real issue.
Yeah.
Because I knew I needed a psychic. It's just, whatever.
I do think your run was the most contentful. With the Chansey
considering I
and
got
then the
Chansey
Kanga.
and Kanga.
The Kanga was pretty funny because it was even in a position where you had to go for it or repel it.
So
It was pretty funny.
just so everybody is aware, we actually through DM, not like we intentionally kept everybody out of the loop. The ditch bill with all three of us was planned.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
And I
This
also
was intentional.
I already planned to have Eevee as my cute Pokemon for Erica.
Okay. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that was
Like,
that
I
was
knew
fun.
it was a meme run. We knew we weren't gonna have another race. Like, we're out of round 4 regardless.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It
So it's
was
like,
it was
you know
very
what?
good.
Memes. Let's do this. And D-Rams didn't even know what ditch bill was. So last night I went in and double checked that I could actually go in, ditch bill, and go right back in, and you were fine. I just clipped it and sent it to him. He's like, okay, that's not hard.
Okay, hold on. Why would it not be fine?
I have no idea. But it's also this game.
Imagine if the game soft block.
Yeah, or if
I mean,
it's like if it plays the cutscene again, then it's like
It's
a
still
bit
fine.
stupid.
Worth it still.
Yeah. No, that was planned. I went for the knock skip, but I didn't go up high enough and hit the optional.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate to see.
So that's why I want
Yeah.
to Bill.
Yeah. Well, I saw meow, so I went for the meow.
Oh yeah, you would have. I think you would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I completely forgot to sell the AOP Brain says you don't sell the fossil. I'm like, why do I have enough money? Oh, duh. Fossil. That's why. But I'd already left the shop. I'm like, wow.
Did you pick up the PP up in your AOP brain? Or?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So
I
halfway
was just
AOP brain.
go, and I'm like, no, Mike, no. So like when I got into, well, I'm like, okay, I know I don't have enough expects. I forgot to sell that thing, but I'm knowing the run could completely go to crap from Route 10 and on. I wasn't like, I'll just hold on to the fossil as a backup, grab the nugget because it doesn't take too much time, and then just shop again in Vermilion for the extra expects.
Yeah, I was a bit confused.
With that and the optional and ditch bill, I was right there with BB pace.
Yeah, I was like, I checked in mention where everyone was, and then I checked after I beat Erica. I think I was flying from Erica, and then I saw you in Search's gym, and I was like, huh? Where did you lose time? But you just did Erica first.
No, I didn't do Erica first. I did Erica last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
it's just I think the lag or whatever, because I was right with you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But in that case, normally people like
We were
early
both
shop
in Erica's gym at the same time.
Okay.
In fact, you were finishing the fight when I was on like the second poke.
Oh yeah, you did the 2C accidentally on.
Yes.
on
Yeah,
Erica.
That's where you lost the time, and I was ahead going into blue. You just lost it in Erica.
I have no clue what happened there.
No idea. I just look over, I'm like, why do you have 2C up on Eric? What?
Like, if it was
Okay.
easy, okay, that would have been fine, but
Yeah.
Dodrio? We didn't
I mean-
need Dodrio.
Dodrio can
Like,
be
this
used.
was a meme run and a half, and yet
Yeah.
I don't know how all of us had that many pokes the entire run.
Yeah, it was very stacked in terms of catch counts. You had 40 pokes in
I
tower.
matched my PB's catch count exiting tower, which
You had
is
40.
wild.
You had 40 pokes in
Yeah.
tower, which
The
is
only thing I
crazy.
needed was Pony, Doduo, and Star. That was it. I'm like, this is nuts.
GG, D-Rams.
Yeah, GG Diego. Unfortunately, not a PB. Because of that shopping mishap, but still a very solid
Actually,
race.
The fact that I was only 17 seconds behind PB after Blaine with everything, I'm like, how in the world?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You need to like stop AOP for like a week and just do a bit of any percent, and you'll get an actually good time.
I mean, first things first, I need to get down to like a consistent 1 hour after Blaine. Because like, if I had the 1 hour after Blaine, I win this race.
Yeah, I think it's like 1 hour 2 minutes is like a good
Yeah.
time for Blaine after Blaine.
Because we were both 306s after Blaine. Or like you
Yeah.
were a high 205.
I had 206.45.
Yeah, I was 206.20. No. 25.
Well, let's see if
206,
Diego joins
25.
us.
Hello.
Hello, Diego. GG.
Hello.
Hey, Diego. GG.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Ah.
Diego was on my tail for a little bit, and then Agatha went wrong.
Oh my god. When I said on chat, this is a PB attempt.
It was.
You forgot the X specs.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I forget that. And now it was a lot of things happening in the run. Maybe I was concerned. I forget that.
Yeah. But I mean, you had a really solid run. And I mean, I think you were trying to work it out even with the X special issue. Like, you got through most of Agatha still. Yeah, that's unfortunately, I don't think there was much you could have done at that point.
No, and like you had a really good catch count.
Yeah.
Like you weren't that far behind me in hideout. I'm like, Diego's on a pace.
Yeah, like 2 minutes space.
Yeah. Then I guess Alexa was also a bit unfortunate.
Alexa didn't help.
Alexa, Archer.
Your Archer fight was nuts. That was very weird.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I looked over and I'm like, oh
2
no.
boomerang misses.
Oh no.
My Dodu died like 3 times.
Yeah, that also, yeah. So Doduo is a range on blue.
Doduo is a range.
So usually when you
my
don't have
Doduo
it-
hadn't evolved, so that's why I moved over Rapidash on blue. And then missed Fire Blast not once, but twice, and got Light Screen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then Rapidash.
I'm like,
it was pretty funny that you finished the fight or the Executor with Doduo. You basically used the 2 strats.
The thing is, like, I'd hit with Scald.
Yeah.
Because I'd already attacked. I'm like, well, I might as well
now
Scald
Doduo
here.
just kills.
And then the duo just kills, and I'm like, well, this works. Thankfully, you killed my Executor, and you, like, my Rapidash, and you didn't hit my star.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
And then, like, I should have hydroed the Char. I didn't. And I'm pretty sure I crit. Because I'm like, with Light Screen up, with my star, that wasn't a pretty range.
Yeah, but it did also go for +2. But yeah. I don't know.
Also, Koga protect all the Pokemons. So
Yeah.
it was hype. Yep.
That's your average.
Koga
Your
was
average
bad.
Koga.
Koga was bad.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'll
Koga
still
skins
chalk
suck.
up our high catch counts to the ditch build plan. That was cool. But no, I definitely need to now practice the late game and then do a couple any percent runs because 306 is on the board.
Yeah. So sadly, I don't think any of you can like make it to semis at this point.
No, no.
I know we can't.
It's depending on if like a lot of people DNF, then maybe, but no.
Yeah. So any thoughts
should be
on the tournament and what you did?
I'm wishing round 2 I would have just kept going like I did today. I was so tempted to just DNF at that point. I'm like, no, dude, no. But I'll just finish. It's a meme run. I don't care.
Yeah, for me, the entire tournament, I'm happy I finally had like a solid race. I didn't reset to nothing or something, or hit some stupid spinners, like dumb spinners, like had someone ring the doorbell while passing a spinner, that sort of stuff. So I'm for that, and I'm 50 seconds behind my PB. So for a tournament race, I'm very happy with that.
No, you were
And-
on good pace. You had a good run going.
Yeah, but minus attack EV was hurting. Eventually.
Minus attack was not pretty. Was I actually rash or was I lax? Because I'm like, this is too high of a special attack.
Yours is lax, and you had a lot of special attack AVs.
I had a
apparently.
ton.
Like at least 5, according to people in chat.
I know
so-
I had a ton. Because like by level 31, granted I was over leveled, thank you, Kenga. And Shancy. But I was guaranteed to both outspeed and OCO the Arbuck on J&J2. I was 72.
Yeah.
I didn't, like, I got one more level, but I was 73 speed, which the notes say that is a, like, 74 outspeeds. Well, is a speed tie with the Archer 3 Arbuck, but for whatever reason, I actually outsped, which may have just been because of level. I don't know.
You mean the second time? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I was like,
You had very good speed. I mean, it
I was
wasn't like
73.
it wasn't
I was
cracked, but it
73
was pretty
speed.
good.
I'm like, that shouldn't outspeed, but okay. And then it was a 13 of 16 to OCO the Arbuck on J&J2, which it did.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. My mid game was solid.
My Pika is also having some attack issues, but it was neutral.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't get the AVs, and
Yeah. I got no AVs in attack. None. I was level 11 and I did not OCO the bells. I'm like, oof.
I checked the stat sheet, the trainer data sheet, and that Arbok has 70 speed, so the notes are wrong.
That would do why, because the notes I have from Etchy say 74.
Yeah. I noticed something like that before, and I was like, oh, maybe I just saw it wrong or something. But
which one?
the tower,
J&J3.
the tower,
The
J&J.
tower one. Okay. Interesting.
So I was guaranteed at that point. And then I just hit the 13 and 16 range. Jeez.
Very nice. All right.
Perks of being level 32.
Yeah. And getting Kanga and whatnot. Yeah.
I mean, that was a glowing Kenga first ball and a Chansey first ball on Route 10.
Yeah, and they were both not that likely to get in, but yeah.
Nope. But like Kenga was blocking my way.
Yeah.
What else was I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. Makes sense.
Yeah, all in all, I'm really looking forward to like watching the rest of the tournament, doing some more commentary and some like. Well, I'm one of the organizers, so I'll probably still do a lot of stuff on like behind the scenes, if not. But it was fun to race, and I'm looking forward to next year's tournament.
It was a good race. It was a really good race.
Yes. And the action is not done. And actually, we already have a race going on PSR TV 2. It's J Tattles versus Leggy Starscream versus Owl. I believe they're about halfway through. I haven't actually checked. So we're going to be raiding into that and make sure you watch that race, which is also going to be a very good one.
Then tomorrow we've got 2 massive races that are going to be insanely good. Granted, one nobody's going to be up for.
12 hours apart.
I'll be up for it, watching.
One of them at 4 a.m., the other one at 4 p.m.
That's 2 a.m. my time. No way.
I'm going to be doing tech for the 4 a.m. one, so I will be up.
Oof.
But yeah, we have Albi versus Aspect versus Yaxo at 4 a.m. Eastern. So a nice European morning.
Yep.
All of them very capable of taking like that. That's a toss.
Yeah,
Like, that's a
it's
toss up.
very good
Anybody
race.
could win that race.
Yeah. And then we have Poketaxity versus Iron versus myself at 4 p.m. So 12 hours after that.
Fury, get some sleep.
I probably should, yeah. I actually haven't really
Should I-
practiced for this race,
I
but
should eat something. I didn't eat anything.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, go eat something then.
yeah. But it
We're
should
done
be
here.
fun. Like we all have similar PBs and all that, and I think we've had decent races so far, so it should be a very fun race as well.
I'm still picking
And
Fury. to
yeah,
win this
after that
race.
we still have one more, I believe, which is Thomas Patrick WX versus Chrysosaurus versus Kirby's. Yeah, which is on Sunday, and that's the last race, and then we'll have the draws.
I have only one question.
Yeah.
Is better to deposit the Bulbasaur?
Keep it.
If I get Frick, I keep it in the party.
Okay.
And I have a question for you, Fury. Did you and Iron convince Pokédex to go like minimum evos or no evos or something?
I'm afraid not.
So
Which is
you're actually going to
unfortunate.
just run regular any percent.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. Yeah, I take back everything I said about my race. It's gonna suck.
You both
Well,
should, like, all three of you should just run random 50.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be down to do that round 4 when I am no longer in the running for anything. Maybe we'll see.
I kind of want to run that as a massive race. That would be fun.
Yeah, I think it could be fun. I'm sure we'll get to it.
thank you, Fury, and thank you, Gavin, who had to leave for commentary.
Yeah, thanks everyone. And yeah, we're gonna raid into PSR TV 2. So make sure you watch the race and support the runners. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.